This is session 5 of chapter 3 of Hell's Vengeance, the Inferno Gate. Who remembers what happened last time? Where did we start last time?
We were just finishing up negotiations with the Fane Prince. Vors was hollering at the twins who were hanging out with him. He paid us. He told us everything we wanted to know, pretty much, and said, "I'm gonna move on from here because this is too much nonsense with looks like you coming at me. I don't need to deal with that mess."
Did he pay us?
He
Yeah.
did.
He did.
He
Alright, we
gave
got
$5,000 in gold and mixed gems.
Glorious.
And he gave us his ring or something like that. So
Yeah,
we could-
he gave you like a bauble ring. It looks nice and fancy, but it's basically worthless. And he told you that if any of his other minions, if you encountered them in the forest, you could show them that, and they'd know that you either defeated him or befriended him.
Why not both?
Whenever you're into, yeah. Basically, they know not to mess with you if you have this ring that's very obviously his.
So we did that, and then we set off into the forest and fought some giants, and then we're supposed to fight more giants, and then we're supposed to fight more giants, and then we fought some blink dogs, and we're sort of debating whether or not this is some dum-dum who set up the bounty, and like, oh, they're hound archons, and actually they're glowing dogs, you jackass. We're gonna see if that's true probably soon. And then we fell asleep in a surprisingly good camp and ended up ambushed by redcaps.
Yes. Yes, you did. And
And
that
that
didn't
was
go
bad.
so well, did it?
No, for a while it was very touch and go, and then we managed to pile it on eventually because it was holy shit bad.
Yeah, they got the drop on you. I forgot who was on watch. Was it Bob again? Or...
It was Bob in the skull, yeah.
yeah.
And they rolled poorly on their perception checks, and by the time you guys noticed, the Redcaps were already upon you, and they even got a surprise round. And they surged in, and the undead, luckily, since they don't sleep, they're always awake and kind of, on patrol a little bit. So they ate the bulk of the damage initially, and they both died. Both Fufu, the skeletal Fu Lion, and Lee, was he a zombie Legion Archon?
Mm-hmm.
The zombified Legion Archon. Both of them ate it pretty bad. The scythes cut through Lee like butter, and even though Fufu was a little resistant to the slashing weapon, they just laid on enough damage to get it done. So they both collapsed, but they bought you enough time to barely eke out a victory. You are still really badly banged up. Yeah, I guess you guys are gonna have to heal a little bit. But yeah, between that and Iwin teleported out of the camp and was bone shaken, or maybe did you run or teleport?
She teleported.
Yeah, and
Because we
Hero
were
was running for some
surrounded.
reason, yeah. But you teleported out and you were bone shaking and magic missiling and basically just Vors barely survived. I remember there were a couple times where Vors almost died. I think one scythe missed you, and one time they almost crit you, Vors, with the 4x scythe.
Yes, it was bad.
And but now did not confirm.
I don't know exactly how many healings I have left. I'm thinking I have about 5 of Cure Light, a bunch of Cure Moderate, and a couple of Cure Serious.
Okay,
So I'm going to go with that if that's cool.
sure, that's fine. I wasn't keeping track, so. Who are these?
These are all going to be Vors, because Vors is down a shit ton.
Alright, 22,
30,
30,
42, 49.
49. Yeah.
What level
I
are we?
can burn
7?
some bonds.
You were 7th level.
And we'll throw this on young Zubert.
That's 16 on Zubert, or is that one on
Yes,
Vorstil?
16 on Zubert.
Okay. Yeah.
17 on Zubert.
Yeah.
And that is pretty close. So I'll give you guys a little bit more and then we'll call it a day.
I can get Bob and Forrest each with one of the infernal healing wands. So you just give them 10 each.
I will cure Sirius myself and then we'll be done.
Alright. We'll get 10 from the Infernal Wand. There's no downside at all to the Infernal Wand, is there?
Just that it makes them
Time.
like evil healing for the time, but no.
I see. All right, and then you heal yourself, and you're good. All right. So yeah, so you guys will rest, and you'll heal up the rest. So I'll just mash you all for 7 because nothing else is going to happen at night. Nothing's going to jump you at night.
Hey, Mosky, what do you want to do about the red cap and the giant? Do you want us to actually me to do the animate dead and get them and go back to the giant place and get it?
Yeah,
or...
I was going to have you walk back. It's just a half day away. If you look at the, if I go back to the overland hex map real quick, you can see that you're at the red cap, so you can do that now. And if you're going to spend half a day to go back to the cave giants, then yeah.
Cool.
Okay, and I looked it up, and there's 8 and 9 hit dice, and those are both under 500 gold apiece. So you just do the straight 1d6 strength damage twice. So I guess you could do one tonight, and then you'd heal it when you slept.
I think so. I'm pretty sure it's 1d6 regular damage, and then the strength damage is a function of the gold.
I see. Hold on, I misread that.
I think it's just one strength damage for each 500 worth.
So is up to 500 not even any strength damage then?
No, I think it's one. I think it's one strength damage.
Okay.
And then for every 500 you go, it's
understood.
I mean,
this is really good then for animating dead.
Yeah, it is.
This is crazy. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So I guess we could do this one tonight, and then you just heal it while sleeping. Well, it is kind of the middle of the night, so I guess you can do it for tomorrow.
And I can't actually do it because I don't have any spells left, so I have to sleep, get the spells, and then do it the next day. But I'm assuming Nero has resto, right?
Yes, I do. Hang on, Yes, I do. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So you guys will sleep the rest of the night. That happened in Bob's watch, and Bob, you're the first watch, I believe, right?
Usually.
I think you're right.
Yeah, and then in the middle one, it is Iwan and Nero.
Yeah.
Okay, and the last one is Vors, and the skulls are there the whole time. The skulls there the whole time. So, in the middle of your watch, Nero and Iwan, Rosalago makes himself known, and he poofs into existence in front of you. And he looks around and he sees all the corpses and the various dead undead, destroyed undead. He says, "What the hell happened here? What the hell happened here?"
Red caps out of nowhere got the drop on us.
He looks around, he sees the tiny corpses, and he nods. And he says, "Is everyone okay?" And he's looking at everybody because everyone else is passed out.
Everyone who matters.
He chuckles a bit.
And I will be like, I lost a few good pets. Those motherfuckers are hardy, but they're not good enough for us.
And he nods, and he admits, he wasn't there, obviously. He informs you, Nero, that a friend from Cantaria has reached long ago.
Ah.
And he goes on to claim that Izinio has met with him, and he says that Izinio doesn't think much of him. He's not sure what you have in mind with him. But Rosalago asks, what would you like to do?
I assume that Izinio's questioned the prisoner? Or is going to? Has or is going to?
Has, and will continue to. It's what he does best.
Tell Izinio to give our friend, tell him to ask the friend how long he needs alone to get his disguise in order, and then just give him that time alone. I'm sure he'll be impressed.
Okay, and then he says, and then what?
And then send her along to us.
Okay.
Feed her the intelligence we need to get into the city. Send her along to us.
You want the prisoner as well, or when you say her?
No.
Okay.
Just our friend.
Okay. Rosalago nods and says he'll deliver that message. Unless you have anything else to talk to him, he's going to disappear again. Yeah.
I will just remind him about the, information that she's waiting for from Fex, the reading materials that she asked for?
Oh, he probably would have those then. Yes. I'll make a note. He doesn't bring anything of substance for you, but he does have a book on binding devils. He's heard that you were interested in that. So it's a basic conjuration book, and it has a lot of information about specific types of devils and what they like. Like if you wanted to bind an accuser devil specifically, the sort of things that would tempt them to do jobs for you, to stay with you, or to work with you. And it gives you a +2 bonus on your charisma check to convince them to work for you. But it's a big text, but that's the thing you notice real quickly, is that it has a bonus to help you bind devils.
Okay.
Yeah, so Rosalago's going to go back to being invisible. And that's it. The night passes, the sun rises, and you all get your spells back and stuff.
Huzzah!
Is that Desi or is that Nicole?
It's not Desi.
That's Nicole. I don't know what's going on in that other room over there.
During the night, I assume that I know that Rosalago poofs, that he doesn't just turn invisible.
He does both of those things, yes. He can turn invisible and he can poof.
But did he poof, or do I think he poofed, or do I think he turned invisible?
At the end of your conversation, you think he turned invisible. But it was fairly obvious from the conversation that at some point during the night, he did go back to Longacre.
Okay.
Alright, everybody's healed. Iwen animates dead, so she turns one of those red caps into a skeletal red cap.
Into a Redford.
A Redford. And takes 1 strength damage. Are you going to resto that, or are you going to wait?
That's not my call.
Do you want me to heal you now, or you plan on doing this again, yeah?
I mean, yeah, I plan on doing it again, but does Resto do more than 1 strength damage?
1 to 4.
Oh, all right. Then yeah, let's risk it.
All right. Taking you back to the Overland hex map. Boop, boop. I'll drag you on around here. All right. So, assuming you're all amenable, Iwen is going to request that you guys head back to the cave giants so she can restock her undead army. Anybody object? Yeah, okay.
Fine by me. We'll know where we're going to get back to the road.
Sure. Okay, so you guys spend half a day moving to the cave giants, and nothing happens to you during that time. Vor is keeping a very good eye out. You don't see anything along the way. Nothing comes out to jump you. And you don't find anything out of the ordinary. And you quickly make your way back to where you've defeated the cave giants. You find the little plateau area that you guys are camping at. And you get there. And Iwen does her blood money thing. And, you took 5 damage last time too, I guess.
Yeah. And then another 3.
Alright. And then you're -2 strength damage, but this is when Nero mashes the button. Gets rid of your strength damage. Boom! Look at that. And you want to heal her, or are you going to leave her with the damage too?
Sure, I'll heal her.
Boom. Damn, boy. Alright.
And I'm gonna quickly get 2 of my normal level 1 and level 3 spells back.
Okay. Your arcane reservoir, is that equal to your level every morning in the beginning?
It's a function of charisma.
Oh, okay. That's a lot of points. Okay. Charisma?
Yeah, it is.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. So yeah, so you guys are alive now. You're back, you're moving around. You have a skeletal red cap named Redford. And he still wears all the same gear. So he's got those big metal boots with the big points on them. And he's got this medium-sized scythe designed for like a human or, an elf-sized thing. Even though he himself is gnome-sized. And he's just walking along. Just all his flesh has been melted off, and he's a big giant skeleton, or a tiny little skeleton. Next to the actual big giant skeleton, which is of a mongrel cave giant. And what weapon does he have again? What were they using?
Axes or swords or clubs or something?
I thought he had. Well, let me see, because whatever I put on there.
Oh, jeez.
That's it.
He's got a battle axe. And they have 2 attacks, which is interesting because the normal redcap doesn't get 2 attacks, but somehow when they become a skeleton, they get more attacks.
Yeah, their BAB is better.
Yeah, BAB goes up.
Yeah. It's very interesting. I was trying to make sense of it, but that's just the way of the world. They become better when they become undead. But they do lose all those cool defensive stuffs they have, so I guess, it evens out. But yeah, so these things are horrible monsters now. And the coolest thing about giants and large things is that they occupy more space and they have reach and all kinds of great stuff. And as a skeleton and not a zombie, he's not slow. He can take multiple attacks, he can move an attack, he can do all kinds of good stuff. But they are still dumb. They have no intelligence. And they do what they do. Alright, so you spent half a day getting there to the cave giants. What is the plan now?
I figure we'll head back toward the star is the fort, correct?
No, the G is.
G is the fort, and the star is Sonara.
So let's head to the fort. And
Sonara's... No, I thought Sonara's not in the middle of the woods.
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
I thought it was...
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
So Sonara is where these two rivers meet. That's where Sonara is. It's
So let's head back, get some rest, take care of our Azada problem, and then maybe even our devil problem, and get a look at Sonara, see what's coming in and out.
all right.
Sure, yeah.
So you spend another half a day moving to here, trying to get back to the road because you travel a little quicker on the road. And let's see if anything happens to you there.
Interesting. All right.
Nothing happens to you there. And do you want... Oh, just eyeballing stuff.
Yeah. Want to find another dead hobbit.
No, you don't find anything odd, but you do notice the same sort of, like the fungal growth in this tile is more than normal for some reason, and I think Nero figured out that there is some sort of connection to the dark realm of the Underdark, where drow and evil elves live and stuff like that. You don't find anything that, would lead you there, but you are able to spot some dangerous fungus and stuff like that, dangerous spore areas, and avoid them without getting murdered. And then you need to camp for the night, or you can spend some extra hours making it back to the road. Would you like to camp where you are, or continue on?
Let's just camp.
All right. Make a survival check, Vors, and then people can help us. All right. Huzzah. Anybody want to help him out?
Let's see if we can make it passable.
Nope. Nope.
Hell no. We're dead.
Iowa has a -2.
Yeah, wisdom. Not
That's a
very
wisdom, yeah, not a stat she cares about. Yeah, so you find a crappy campsite, but again, you don't really know how badly you've done. So you think you find a passable campsite, and it's not so great. And you set up camp for the night. But fortunately, nothing happens at any of the 3 night watches.
We don't contract like any sort of...
No, you didn't make camp in a fungus patch or anything like that. No, you weren't that horrible. But yeah, you were pretty much out in the open, but somehow nothing seemed to bother you at night. Maybe you're intimidating. All right, so it's the top of the morning again. You can reset all your spells and stuff like that. And if you're going straight to the Citadel, you can get there today now. You can get there at, just about when the sun is setting, because boom, boom, you get there, you're on a road. Even before that, just like around dinner time, actually, because of the road. You make it back to the Citadel.
I'll buy some silver and cold iron weapons.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Cutting you over to the Citadel map.
Oh my god, our favorite map.
It's the map Michael loves to hate.
Yeah, the map just really makes the most sense of all the maps.
Right? I feel the same way. I chose to have some music for this. I don't know if it's great or not. But...
Yeah, like it's especially good if you have the grid on.
Yeah, I turn that off because it's horrendous with the grid. It's great. All right, so you return to the Citadel Ordeal, and the Hell Knights there remember you. So when you approach the gates, they let you in, and they assume you want to see Lucan, so they direct you to a small building where Lucan is, going over a bunch of maps and things like that.
Well, I don't think you have to worry about Hound Archons.
He looks up from his maps curiously and raises an eyebrow. What do you mean?
Because I don't think there were Hound Archons.
He still looks confused and shakes his head. He says, What are you talking about?
We found blink dogs and mongrel giants and red caps, but there are no Hound Archons out there.
Or does it take one of the blink dog heads like out of his bag?
He looks at the blink dog head and he's like, yeah, that's certainly not a Hound Archon. He's like, and you checked everywhere?
Everywhere they were supposed to be.
He rubs his chin and says, you say red caps in the forest?
Well, we've got one shambling along with us, but I've also got these, and he pulls out the caps and sides and clatters them down, caps, sides, and boots.
He asks, how many?
6.
And he seems astounded. His eyes go wide for a moment. And he hears
a little hairy.
That's a large band. That's more than we've ever encountered out there.
Yeah, it got a little hairy. We had a good campsite, and it got hairy.
He nods, and he says, well, looking at the blink dog head again, he says, well, I'm sorry to tell you that there's no bounty for blink dogs, and raises his hands.
I would think clearing up that erroneous bounty should be worth something.
He shakes his head. He says that's not what they paid. That's not what they offered to pay for.
Well, worth a try anyway.
Yeah, and he looks over all the trophies you brought, and he shakes his head and says, none of this is worth a bounty. He does seem very much amazed at your ability to hunt the redcaps, though. It's astounding to him.
Well, it's not going to inspire many people to be monster hunters when they see us coming in with red cap corpses and... Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, he shrugs and he says, the bounties are the bounties. There's more than enough monsters in the forest. You can't pay for them all.
Fair enough.
How do the helmets respond to the giant and the red cap?
You brought them with you, right? They followed you all the way into the building and everything?
Yeah, I mean, it's like before. Yeah.
Yeah. They did see the undead stuff before, and they seem less phased than most people. Like when you were moving them through Cantaria, when you at the end of the adventure when Iwan was openly necromancing around. The people were very much turned off by it. They got a little more used to it as the weeks went on, but even then they were irked by it. These people have, the Hell Knights have seen so much stuff that very few of them seem to even react when they pass by. It's like, oh yeah, there's a necromancer. That happens. There are necromancers out there. Like they might have fought some, they might have done things like that. And Iwan's undead are very much under her control. They're mostly like robots that she commands. It's not, they don't even look the wrong way. So unless Iwan orders them to go scowl at somebody, they're not even they're just robots. They're just following her around, and as long as she keeps them playing nice, they don't seem to care at all. Lucan asks, what else have you seen? Looking at Nero and Vors, what else was out there?
Well, we found the Fiend Prince's hideout and managed to run him off, but didn't capture him.
All technically true statements. Lucan says, "Oh, where was it? How did he get away? Do you think he's still going to make camp there?"
I would doubt it. We killed the lion's share of his forces. Vors went in and let out some kind of bear that they had trapped as a deterrent, and the bear went to town on the bandits instead of on us.
Yeah, he chuckles a bit and says, "Serves them right. And it's good that you've killed so many bandits. It's too bad you didn't manage to get the Fane Prince, though." And he says, he adds on, like, no one seems to like him. No one is his friend. He preys on everybody.
Seems a tricky sort.
He gestures to another adjacent building outside of a window, and it's like the pillory or whatever you want to call it, the stocks. And he says, all the brigands you brought over, including the one that gave us the information, are still there. Did you want to do anything with the squealer, the snitch?
I'd like to... I promised her I'd set her free. I'd like to set her free at some point. With him shifting camp, it's not as though the rest of them matter anyway.
Fair enough. And what would you have the other ones do? Like, they could send them to Sonara, or they could send them to a Chelish place. And right now, because they're in the middle of the civil war, they're trying not to piss off any sides. They're trying to remain neutral. And they ask your opinion. Where would you have us send them?
Probably send them somewhere Chelish, just because I'd rather not have people hear who we are and that we're coming towards Sonara. If you get my drift.
It's understood. You can send them down the river, and they could go to Longacre and eventually Remisiana, or Orgorian if they want to catch a riverboat. But they'll figure that out. They'll send them someplace Chelish. He looks at the other people. Bob, what have you been doing? Are you just quietly sitting in the corner? Are you eating sushi? What are you doing?
Yeah, Bob is quietly sitting in the corner eating sushi. No, I mean, yeah, Bob's just kind of hanging out. There's nothing going on, and Bob gets bored. I suppose you... Yeah.
I would say kind of the same. Just, like, waiting for it to finish to go on to the next thing.
Okay.
You know what? Is it alright if I question the brigands again?
Sure. He says, as far as I'm concerned, they're your prisoners too, and he gestures again to the stocks.
So, Nero will just go quickly and ask around, and if anyone knows anything about Sonara.
The three brigands that you didn't make a deal with, they're reluctant to talk to you. One of them even spits on the floor in front of you.
All of you that can control their fluids have a chance at getting out of here free and clear. So if either of you two can control your fluid, have anything to tell me about Sonara, then you could be walking out of here free, taking a riverboat down the river, instead of us sending you into the woods where the Fade Prince is still around. I'm sure he'd love to meet up with you when I haven't told him which one of you ratted him out.
The snitch is very eager to answer any questions you have. So she begins, speaking of, I know a bit about Sonara. I haven't been there too many times. What is it you'd like to know? And the others begin hissing at her and cursing her out, telling her to shut the hell up.
So you three don't value your freedom.
And one of the males responds, like, I don't believe you. I don't believe you would let us go at all. Like, he seems to think that he's done at this point. Like, he's in a Hell Knight stockade. He's done. They're caught. He doesn't believe you.
Do you think that Hell Knights just execute people? Do you think that they don't adhere to the word of the law?
He says, I think they do adhere to the word of the law, and I think we are wanted for many various things in various places, and anywhere you would send us, we would be executed if not, jailed for life if not executed.
Well, she's going free.
He shakes his head. He doesn't believe you.
That's fine. You'll see her walking free on the boat we send, and you all will be in chains. Let's take a walk, you and I. So Nero will just take a walk with her, pick her brain what she knows about nefarious things in Sonara, and where we can do scandalous things and where we can stay off the radar if possible. Just any sort of general intelligence.
Well, she tells you that there's two major districts in Sonara, the Low District and the High District. And the High District is for wealthier people and fancy merchants, and the Low District is probably where you would want to go. That's where the seedy shit goes down. That's where, if you're looking for drugs or illicit goods or stolen items, things like that, the Low District is the place to go. It's the much poorer part of town, and there's a lot of bad folks that hang, or did, at least, when she was there. She says that she has not been since the Glorious Reclamation has retaken the town, which is maybe like 4 weeks ago, like a full month ago, maybe. So she hasn't been there recently, but that's where the stuff was going down back when she was around. She said there's various gangs and thieves guilds in town, but one of the most notorious ones is called the Black Daggers Guild, and it's run by a pair of Hellspawn sisters, like half-devil fiend sisters. And they're notorious for thievery and fencing expensive items.
Okay.
Yes, what are you interested in specifically?
It's one of these things where I'm going to know when I get there, probably, but it's always good to be informed. I know that we're going to get something of Fex's, right?
You asking Joe?
Yes.
Yes, Fex has sent you to go to his townhouse to retrieve an infernal talisman.
Right. So, assuming that as a minor noble in Cheliax, they might have seized his holdings in Sonara, it might behoove us to have somebody that can get in and steal things. We'll see what they've seized, what they haven't.
She nods. She said, "That's very likely. Again, I haven't been there in a month since the siege of Sonara and the fall of Sonara, but that would make sense to me. Yeah." And she says again, the High District is where a lot of the nobles would have their townhouses and stuff like that. So if did you mention any of this to her? Am I just blabbering?
I didn't mention a specific name, but
okay. Well, yeah, she would just mention again that the High District would have lots of noble houses. So if you're looking for stuff there as well.
Fair enough. I'm assuming you don't know anyone specifically in this guild, otherwise you'd probably be there instead of out in the woods.
She nods, yeah. They mostly recruit Hellspawn, other half-fiends. And yeah, she hasn't even dealt with them directly. She just knows about them through their notoriety. She also says that the High District is much better defended. They have more walls, more guard posts, things like that. So the Glorious Reclamation has probably set up shop there for various reasons. So if you're looking for things that may have been captured or something like that, or seized, you might check the High District.
Fair enough. Good to know. Well, I'm going to write you a letter of clemency and send you on a riverboat with that wherever you want to go. Where do you want to go?
She shakes her head. She says, "This is the life I've known for a while. I guess I need to head south, though. I need to get away from the Glorious Reclamation. Would treat me worse than the Chelish would, certainly. So she's going to go south. She wants to go to Louisiana, something like that. Maybe Agorian. Maybe just get lost in Agorian for a while."
Sounds fine.
Okay.
You might have things that you'd be useful for in the future. You can feel free to call on me in Kentaria or Longacre if you run on hard times.
Yeah, I assume you've given her your name at some point.
Yes, of course.
She says, certainly. I'll, perhaps we'll meet again. I'll save her, because maybe you'll see her again. That snitch. Gotta give her a name at some point.
Snitchy.
Snitchy McSnitcherson. Is anybody else with Nero? Anybody want to say anything to the snitch? Ask any questions?
Did she mention where in Sonara the Black Daggers Guild thingy is, or like where they can be found? If she didn't, then I would have asked her about that.
She didn't say anything specific. She did mention that the Low District is probably where you'd find the CD characters in town. And if you ask specifics, she doesn't know. She says, I've only heard, a little bit about them. They ran some kind of a brothel or something like that, but, I was never got close enough. They only recruit Hellspawn, and I never got close enough to know much about them.
Brothel, you say?
She nods, yes. The two Hellspawn sisters ran a brothel. I forget the name.
Choosy enough to find.
And she laughs and says, there's quite a number of brothels in the Low District.
Needless to say, we'll fit right in with the CD characters.
She laughs at that for one of the first times in a while. Anything else? Anybody want to ask anything of the snitch?
Nope.
Alright, well, she is eager to receive that letter of clemency, and she does whatever you ask her to, pretty much. And if not, I guess you're going to return her to the stocks until you're ready to go.
Sure.
Just go leave the stocks, just put it on the side.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Prove a point to...
Yeah, I want her to be markedly better treated than the others.
Okay. Understood.
Unless she's into that.
Yeah, well, if Lucan hears that you're going to be writing her a letter of clemency anyway, he pretty much says that she's free to go then. You don't have to leave her in the cell at all. He does order a guard to follow her around and make sure she doesn't steal any shit on her way out. But yeah, she's free to move around the Citadel.
Alright, so what are some common weapons that would help us not get DR'd into oblivion?
So yeah, cold iron is the big one, and silvered weapons. It depends what you fight, but cold iron I think is what you would probably want for a couple of reasons. The Fae, the Red Cap is a Fae, and there are other types of Faes too, like pixies and stuff like that, and they have cold iron vulnerability. And,
Boris is basically just looking for a couple, or 3 or 4 quivers worth of arrows to have at least disposal.
They would have them here at the Citadel. They can offer you 2 quivers, which would be 20 arrows of cold iron arrows.
I'll take them both.
And they cost twice as much as normal, which is only I think 2 gold apiece. I think it's 4 gold total. Is that accurate?
I thought that shit was more expensive.
Not for ammunition.
Really?
For cold iron is just twice the normal cost of a weapon, and I think for 10 arrows it's a gold, I believe. So I would imagine it's just 4 gold or whatever, 2 gold per quiver. So for 4 gold, they'll give you 20 arrows.
All right. Yeah. I'll take as many as they have. Then shit's not cheap.
That's all they're willing to sell you though, because they also want to keep some because they go hunting for Fae too.
Yeah.
So they have the 2 quivers of cold iron.
So that's 40. Or it's a quiver 10 or it's a quiver 20?
Quiver's 10, right? I believe so. I could be wrong, but I think that's true.
No idea.
Anybody else doing anything in the fortress?
What about silver or anything else?
Oh, they are 20. You're right. Sorry. There you go. What else? What did somebody say? Sorry.
Silvered arrow. He's looking for silvered arrows.
A silvered weapon. It costs 2 gold per arrow, so this is significantly more expensive. So if you want a quiver of silvered arrows, it would be 41 golds, right? Yeah.
I'll take 2.
Sure. So 82 gold pieces equals 40 silvered.
Any scrolls of a line weapon laying about? Scrolls, wands.
There's not a whole lot of clerics in the Hell Knight Order, but let's see. Let me roll a D100 for you.
Don't forget Forza's. Well, does Forza's black market connections help here at all?
Not here, but in an actual town, yeah. I mean, you could ask around if individual guards have stuff, but it's much more likely to be helpful here. There are no scrolls of a line weapon in the Citadel.
No worries, man.
Anything else?
What other generally helpful things can you buy?
I'm not sure, man.
Should I get some, like, you're serious, or?
Hmm?
Like, what kind of pots do they have?
They have some healing potions, if you're interested in that, but I think they're kind of expensive. Like, I don't think... I mean, Cure Serious is what?
Expensive.
That's a lot.
Double what the scroll is.
Yeah.
We've
but
got a bunch already. We've got a bunch of potions. You should have a ton on your sheet.
I have 1 Cure Moderate and 1 Cure Light left, and a Pass Without Trace. Those are the only potions.
You have not been keeping track, sir.
I haven't keeping track.
I don't believe you.
I think he drinks them every once in a while.
Yeah, I definitely have been drinking them.
I have 6 Cure Light, 7 Cure Moderate.
Yeah, what's that? You want
I have 4 cure mods. If I can, I'm happy to give you 2 or 3.
All right, that'd be great.
Sure.
Take 2.
Let's do 2 for now, and then if
All
you
right.
need more.
Get those.
If nothing else, Lucan wishes you well. He allows you to stay the night. It's nighttime now, so he allows you to eat there, and you can sleep there if you like. The food is boring. You know, it's mostly like porridge and whatever meat they could forage recently. It happens to be rabbit today, and it's kind of old rabbit, old dried rabbit meat, and some porridge. But it's free food, and they let you stay the night. You want to do anything else before you leave the next morning?
Nero will carouse a bit and sort of tell the story about what happened with the Red Caps and sort of sensationalize it a bit. Some
Go
cred.
ahead and give a diplomacy or a performance, whatever you prefer.
Sure, probably diplomacy.
Yeah, you're better at that.
It sounds like performance.
Sounds like you're performing.
I'll do whatever you want.
No, I just make a diplomacy. It's fine. Yeah. Yeah, see, you talk to a bunch of other guards around the dinner table and around the campfire at night and stuff like that. And the majority of the people here are pretty stoic. Like, they've been out there, they've seen some shit. But the tale of the Red Cap seems to impress everybody, almost universally. They understand, some of them have dealt with Red Caps, and they understand the viciousness and lethality of those little bastards. And when you say that you beat 6, some of them don't believe you, but after a while, like, you know, the way you've talked about it and the other party members back you up, like, they come to believe you.
Well, we've got the caps.
Well, you have all 6 caps. Yeah, so... Not much around that, yeah.
And one that's a skeleton now, so...
Yeah, well, and some of them take a lot of pleasure in the fact that you've done that to them, because, again, Red Caps have killed some of their friends. They're very notorious in the area. They're very dangerous. And it's astounding that you were able to kill 6 of them. That you were jumped at night by 6 of them and managed to defeat them. That's astounding. And you do manage to impress most of the guards there, most of the Hell Knights there. And some of them wish you well, Nero, seeing your Hell Knight, you know, the shield you have, the Hell Knight Order. They've all heard what happened to the God Claw, and it's terrible. It's like a diaspora right now. And some of them say that they believe that some of your order are still held at Citadel Dinyar, like that Glorious Reclamation took over the Citadel, and they didn't execute everybody outright. You know, a lot of them fled, and some of them are still being held at the Citadel, is what they've heard.
Heard that as well. Have to remedy that at my earliest convenience.
Never get time with all the other shit I'm doing. Alright, yeah. So the night passes, nothing assaults the Citadel.
Dwarves would also want to buy some, like, I don't know, holy and evil symbols to make the, like, holy and, like, evil symbols to make the, like, Red Caps hiss or whatever.
If Red Caps specifically, you need a holy symbol.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they have any here. Let me roll a dice to see if they have any on hand. It's going to be unlikely. And no, they don't have any on hand. They usually sell them because the ones that are worth silver are obviously worth money, even if you're just melting them down. So they turn over pretty quick. But he says if you go to any town, like if you go to Sonarum, they certainly have some.
Worth picking up.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, that would definitely have helped in the red cap thing. If you shine a good holy symbol at them, they get scared and run away. All right. Nothing else. We will get back on the road.
What's the plan? Check out where the Azadas are. Check out where the bearded devils are. And then head
Yeah, I think we just go for efficiency. So whatever is next in our path. Yeah.
That and when we approach Sonara, we should probably come from the east.
Yeah, let's skirt it and take a look, and maybe get the bearded devils. It'll get us some cred coming in, and we'll turn it in at the Citadel.
Sure.
Forest background music there, and a baby crying. All right, so you guys are back on your way. You're fresh. Everything's great. You have some cool new arrows to use. And I guess the Azada is what you're going to next?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. So you spend a third of a day because you're on a road, and you get to this tile, and then you're going to explore the whole thing, or you're going to go deeper into the forest? What's your plan?
Let's go deep.
Okay. Pick a tile where you want to go. Alright. So you head north, spend half a day going north, and you're doing a good search. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Oof. Terrible.
Pretty good, Nero, yeah. So you look around for a while, and Nero and Iwan both hear the sound of someone playing a harp and singing. It's very faint, and it is to the east.
It's a siren.
Could be a siren. They're usually a
Do I know anything about Azadas?
I'm going to make a knowledge check telling me you can see what you know about Azadas. Do you have any specific questions about Azadas?
Are they musicians?
Let's see. Nero and Iwan both made checks. This is a plains check. A 30 and a 26. Those are good rolls. Both Iwan and Nero know that Azadas are a race of good outsiders, celestial creatures, native to chaotic good aligned to outer planes. They all have dark vision. They're immune to electricity and petrification effects. They have resistance to cold and fire. And they have true speech, which means they can speak all the languages. Basically, just talk and everybody understands them at will. So Nero's specific question is, are they musicians? The answer is not all of them are. But there are two types of Azadas that are. There are Lyriakin and the Liland Azadas. Lyriakin are tiny little, like literally statistically tiny, so even smaller than gnomes. They're little like butterfly humans. They're humans with butterfly wings, and they like to sing. And the Liland Azadas are much larger, and they play instruments. So based on this, if this is an Azada, this harp playing is probably a Liland.
Well, prepare yourselves, I suppose.
Do we know anything about, like, do the songs have any effect on those who hear them? Or, like, basically anything that we should watch out for if we start getting close to them?
Yeah, with the role that Iwan had, you would know that, yes, these songs do have effects on people, all kinds of different effects. They're a lot like bards in that they can bolster their allies, they can weaken their enemies, and they can charm people with their music.
Okay, well, go to the east then.
Yeah, I'm gonna head in. Okay.
You're gonna give the rest of the party a heads up.
What?
We haven't heard the music.
Yeah, they haven't heard the music. Only you two have. It's very, very faint.
Sure, there's faint music coming from that way. We should probably head that way, but be careful.
Should we like plug our ears up?
I'll probably put a spell on you before we go in.
All right.
Once they point out the music, Vors can hear it not clearly, but you can make out that there is something there. Bob can't tell at all though. With a 7, he is even after you point it out, you don't hear anything, Bob.
All right, let's go.
All right, you guys head to the east, and you spend like 40 minutes, and the music is getting louder and louder, and Bob eventually begins to hear it. And you guys are walking through the forest, and there's a path begins to open up, as if it's been traveled a bunch by forest dwellers. Like, it's not connected to any roads or anything like that. Just in the middle of the forest, as you're walking through, this small path begins to grow and grow a bit wider, and you see a Lilindazada in a tree. So I'm just gonna paste her on the map right now because there's no encounter map. So I'm just gonna drop her over here. Snap to grid turn off. So she's just in front of you like that. If you hover over her, you can see what she actually looks like. The token art isn't exactly correct. But she's like a beautiful elven woman from the waist up with rainbow-colored large wings. And from the waist down, she has a 20-foot-long snake-like tail. And she is coiled with her tail around a tree, and she is playing a harp.
Does Forrest have a clear shot?
Yes, Vors does have a clear shot.
Let's just see us.
She has made no indication that she sees you.
I take out my bow and I look at Nero. And shrug.
Well, maybe we should talk to her.
Why?
Really?
Oh. No.
You want to go talk to her?
No. I'm about it, but from you, that was unexpected. I'm not going to answer if I was being the voice. No.
So what are you guys gonna do? She hasn't even looked at you. She's just playing her harp.
All right, well, let's head in, I guess, and you can, as you will, Vors.
Yeah, you're about 200 feet away now, but you can inch up closer to your actual range if you like.
Sure. Real sneakies? What are we doing?
Yeah, if you're going to be sneaky attacking,
Yeah.
I'll make stealth checks to see if she notices you.
I'll go clattering in and give you some cover because I don't hide very well. So Nero will basically take a wide berth around and sort of head in directly, but be very noisy about it.
And Iwan would send the giant skeleton with him.
Okay. Bob, what are you doing, Bobbert? Bobbert?
I'm on
You're
mute.
on
That's a
mute,
good one. Yeah, there you go. So Bob's probably also going to approach. Bob's got to be in melee range, so
She's up in a tree.
I can still chop that tree.
You could. So are you going to be sneaking with Vors, or are you going to be clanking with Nero?
I'm gonna go sneaking with Vors.
All right, make a sneaky check.
Why?
That's not terrible. That is not terrible. All right, Iwan, are you going sneaky with Vors?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, make a stealth check as well. And you sent your giant with Nero. Damn, Iwan.
Damn, son.
Very sneaky. Rolled an 18. You give a plus 11. That's very good.
She's small, dude.
That's true. That's a plus 4.
Old rules, you know?
Old rules.
And I guess my little red cap skeleton should do it too. 'Cause he's
Sure.
coming with me.
Damn, Redford.
Wow.
Yeah, so she sees most of you. So Nero and the skeleton, they're not even trying to be hidden. They're basically clanking along. And she notices them first, obviously, because they went out ahead. And she's focused, her eyes seem to be focused on them as you guys sneak up, specifically the skeletal giant. But as you guys are sneaking through the woods, she also hears you rustling, even though you're being exceptionally quiet, some of you. Bob and Vors don't do very well, and she is able to hear you, and she very clearly makes out all of you now, and she continues playing her harp, but she's eyeing all of you as you approach.
Do we see anything else while we're at there? Rustling.
No, you see that the tree she's sitting on is close to the path that I told you about that was kind of making its way through the forest. She's on a tree that's close to that path, but other than that, you don't see anything. Nothing else is rustling or moving. And
Is there anything interesting? She's in a clearing?
it's not really a clearing. There's like a path and then like dense trees everywhere else. So she's in a tree next to the path. It's not really a clearing. It's not wide.
Oh, okay. But nothing interesting where we are.
Nothing interesting where you are yet. No.
Can you repost the bounties? Do you have that handy?
I do.
I don't think there's one for the Azada.
I thought there was, but we have to take him down anyway.
I know, but
Layer Saf, Savage Mistress of Beasts, Bearded Devils, and Hound Archons. There is nothing for the Azada specifically.
Okay.
But the Hell Knights did tell you that there are Azada up here. That's why you know that this circle existed. They said that there's some sort of a shrine to a forgotten nature god that they laughed about, as if like it was so long ago, like that doesn't exist anymore. But that some Azada defend the shrine. Okay. So she hasn't reacted. She's looked at all of you. She's made it clear that she's seeing all of you. Iwan was stealthy enough that she didn't see you, right? Yeah, she didn't notice Iwan, but she saw everybody else. And she's singing, and she's singing in some language. Oh, it's True Speak, so you all understand whatever she's singing. And she's just singing songs about nature, and she keeps saying some name. What's the name that she says? Gotta look it up over here. It's Pico Perry. She keeps sprinkling in the name Pico Perry as if she's singing like songs honoring nature, venerating nature, and Pico Perry, and calling for Pico Perry's protection, and saying that she'll do what she can to protect nature's bounty.
So Nero will stare off into space and try to recall what that's all about.
Pico Perry. Okay, so you take a couple rounds to... Is it a set number of rounds, or is it a variable?
1d6.
Roll it.
I'll roll it.
So he's walking with the skeleton, minding his own business, and he just kind of blacks out for 18 seconds. And, yeah, so who else is doing what while he's thinking about Pico Perry?
We're still getting in range, right?
Yeah, I assume that you can cover the distance in like a round or two, though. So while he's zonking out, you're moving close enough, and you definitely get within arrow range of it. And while you're doing that, Nero knows that Pico Perry is an Imperial Lord, which is a group of outsiders that became so powerful they have demigod-like status. They're not full-on gods. It's just like, well, some of them are. I think Serenray, or not? Yeah, I think Serenray was actually somebody that was like this. She was an angel that became so powerful she became a god. But Pico Perry isn't that powerful. Pico Perry is a serpentine god. She is a trickster. She likes to play practical jokes on her friends and particularly dangerous jokes on her enemies. But she's usually kind-hearted and a protector of nature. Yeah, that's what you know about Pico Perry. And her symbol is like a jade serpent and it would make sense that an Azada like this, with the snake body, would be protecting one of her shrines. So you think you're on the right track to what Lucan had told you.
So is it to be... So Nero calls out in perfect Celestial, so it's to be pranks and tricks then?
How far away are you when you're calling out to her?
He'll be, very openly coming toward her, and he'll sort of shout it out, since he's obviously very visible and crashing around with this giant thing.
She looks at you and she smiles, but she continues singing. She pauses for a moment to smile directly at you, and then continues singing and playing her harp, and she just kind of nods once and continues singing.
Well, can you at least tell me if you've seen the devils there's a bounty for? Or at least point?
She shakes her head, but you would infer that if devils were here, she would have fought them. So theoretically, she shakes her head as if there's no devils here now. You can't infer what that means, but based on what you know about Azadas, they're fervent defenders. So if someone came here to defile the shrine or whatever, they would have been fought. What are you doing, Mr. Vors?
Just listening and watching. I mean, do I notice that she notices me? Like, have we...
She's definitely looked at you, and you rolled a perception. You got a 35, so you noticed that she noticed you.
I just walk onto the road then. Like
walking towards the path?
Yeah, I walk towards the path and join Nero.
Okay. So she turns to you as you get close to the path and you begin walking towards her. But she doesn't stop singing. She continues her little heavenly song about nature and Pico Perry. And that's it. She doesn't seem to mind that you're walking this way.
Boris should flirt with her.
What's that? 3, 4. Oh, that's the round. Right, okay, sorry. Yeah, duh. Duh.
I don't know. I just want to shoot her.
Man, we're waiting on you, son.
Oh, alright. I mean, like, what do we have to harvest from them for the...
Their hearts.
Hearts. Alright, I just kind of shrug at Nero and knock 2 arrows.
Alright. Okay, so assuming you're going...
Does she change anything?
No, she's looking at you almost exclusively now, and she continues her song, and she sees you knocking your arrows, and as you go to pull the string back, presuming you
I said I knocked.
Okay. Then she's just looking at you and singing.
It's like... I said to Nero, I was like, the singing is about to start hurting, right?
Yeah, likely if you're going to do what I think you're going to do.
Sure, I'll shoot her.
Okay. As you go to shoot her, you need to make a will save.
Oh, that's so clever.
Not really. Yeah, you don't feel like you want to shoot her. You pull the arrow back, and all of a sudden you've changed your mind. You don't want to shoot her right now.
She's so hot.
Yeah, her giant serpentine body at the bottom.
Alright. I mean, like... I take out some cotton and I shove it in my ears.
What's everybody else doing?
There's devils off that way. The river's that way, yeah?
Yeah, and assuming you're pointing to the correct direction, she tells you that, yeah, the river is that way. And she doesn't stop singing, but she does nod and point towards where the river is. She points in 2 directions because there's a river to the east and to the south.
There's devils east of Sonara. Let's head out and see if we can catch that bounty.
told you not to talk to her.
You still got a shot. Alright, fine.
Sanctuary spell. What I would do if I were her.
Yeah, but you're not.
So you're
This is true.
So you're going back to the road, or are you going through the forest, or are you going down the path that is still there?
I mean, does the path go in the direction of the river?
Vaguely, it goes towards the east. Yeah.
All right, let's take that path.
Okay. Yeah. So you walk precariously close to her as you do that. And as you all get close enough to her, you all need to make will saves, so go ahead and make some will saves as you approach the tree she's on.
Oh, good.
Blup, blup, blup. 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 Yeah, that's pretty fun. What do I get?
Do I get a bonus for having cotton layers?
You do. You do get a bonus from cotton in your ears. And the bonus saved your bacon, yes.
I like my bacon.
So Iwan, as you move close to the thing, once you get within about 100 feet of her singing, the voice isn't loud enough that you're hearing all of it, and it's getting into your head. You are fascinated with her. Like, you actually stop what you're doing and you just look straight up at her. She's one of the most beautiful women you've ever seen, barring the snake bottom that she happens to have. And her singing voice is exquisite. This is one of the most beautiful songs you've ever heard, and you are lost in it for a moment. So everybody else is walking down the path, and Iwan just stops in place and looks up at the Azada.
Iwan.
And so as she's singing, you're still fascinated by it. She says in Gnomish, or she says in a language only Iwan understands. She basically speaks gibberish, but Iwan understands her because she has true speech. And she just says, "Go home," and make another will save, Iwan. Yeah. So you want to go home. You believe this to be your own idea, that you have decided that you should be going home right now.
Now, I don't know if it makes any difference, but if +2 helps me, I think I probably have it against this.
It will not make it good enough, but what is it for anyway? I'm just curious.
So, fear and despair effects or illusion spells and effects.
Nope, this is none of those. This is an enchantment effect.
Okay.
None of those. But yeah, so even with the +2, you wouldn't have made it. So she said go home to you. No one else understood what she said, but she told Iwan to go home. And you fundamentally believe that you want to go home now.
How much do I believe that? And where do I believe my home to be?
I don't know.
It's actually a complicated question for Iwan, so...
Yes,
what would Iwan do? Yeah.
Do it.
That's all she said was go home. Like, you have a feeling that you don't want to be here anymore, that you want to go home. Wherever home is to Iwan. Whatever you believe home to be for Iwan at this moment.
Can Bob just grab Iwan and let's go?
Well, what is Iwan doing? She was fascinated now for a moment, and now she...
Well, I guess it depends, like, how compelling is this? I mean, is it like this thought pops into her head, like, hey, maybe I don't want to be here? Or is this like, oh my god, I seriously don't want to be here, I gotta get out of here now? Like,
You're not afraid. She didn't scare you. She just put an idea in your head, and that you fundamentally believe that you want to go home. Does it spell out any specific language? Let's see. Doesn't say anything specific about that, but just you influence the actions of the target creature by suggesting a course of activity limited to a sentence or two. So all she said was go home, and you are compelled to want to go home.
Okay.
So how would Iwan react to that?
Let's make it a long-term thing? I don't know. It's a weird thing for her. Like, she's kind of a nomad. Like, home doesn't mean very much.
Home is where the heart is. That she found family, of course.
Let's say that she starts having a longing for Cantaria again, but, like, I don't know. Maybe she just stands there, thinking.
All right, so how do you all react to that? She's the Azada is still singing and looking at the little gnome, waiting for her to follow her order. What are the rest of you doing?
Meanwhile, she's just succeeded in putting in her.
I've done you the courtesy of not having him try to hit you out of that tree and not casting any spells at you. Could you do me the same favor?
And she looks at you quizzically. Like, what do you mean? She doesn't say it, but she looks at you as if saying, what do you mean?
Nero will just cast command.
On her? Okay. Command isn't like humanoids or anything like that, right? It's anybody?
No, anybody. Anybody who understands language.
She understands language. Got me there. I'm going to mash will save button on that.
Her will save's good enough, but he basically says down, and she doesn't respond, and he says, "There, should I keep trying, or are you going to let us through, or are you going to let us pass through?"
She stops singing, but continues playing the harp, and she asks you for the first time. She says, "What is your intention at the shrine of Pico Perry?"
I'm not going to the shrine. I'm going to the bearded devils that are east of Cantaria. We're out for the bounty on bearded devils.
And she says, "This path only leads one place."
Well, then which way is Cantaria?
Cantaria is very far away.
I'm sorry, Sonara.
Sonara.
Yeah, Sonara is to the... She gestures to the east, southeast, or whatever you want to say. But, like, this path, she reiterates, this path only goes to one place.
Ah. Well, then we're going that way.
And she nods that way, and continues playing her harp and begins to sing again.
When you coming along?
Bob grabs Iwin.
She hasn't reacted. She's just standing there. So you grab her
Yeah, Bob grabs Iwin.
by the hand, a hug. What are you doing?
I'm doing a full grab and lift and walk.
You picked up the gnome, who is still
Yeah.
staring at the Azada, who's playing this beautiful song about nature.
Yeah, so she'll just be like looking at the Azada, but she'll just be kind of like just confused, all in her head, like I don't want to be here. I never wanted to be here. I don't want to be roaming through this forest. I told everybody I don't want to be roaming through this fucking forest. Now I kind of want to go home, but where the fuck is home? She's just like all totally like flustered.
Bob does grab her successfully and is dragging her now, picking her up and moving her around. And yeah, so are you leaving the path and just going towards Sonara?
Sure.
Okay. She leaves you alone as long as you leave the path. And she hangs out in her tree, continuing to play. And anybody doing anything else other than leaving?
Forrest's gonna ask Nero, like, why can't we take her out?
I don't know. Can you shoot an arrow at her, jackass?
So yeah, I haven't tried with the cotton in my ears.
It's a sanctuary spell. It's not going to work.
I don't know what sanctuary spells are.
Remember how the bearded devil couldn't hit me when I fought it in the square? You don't want to hit her because there's divine magic telling you not to hit her. So next time we come, you'll stick some cotton in your ears, and hopefully you'll be able to resist it that time.
Do you have anything to counter that?
Once you fail it, you've failed it until it wears off.
Okay.
Or she acts aggressively towards you.
And guess who?
What if I acted lovingly towards her?
I don't think she'd let the spell down. She just gave it up unless you act nice to her. Yeah. It's no upside to her to let the spell down.
You know, he was gonna shoot me, but he seems like such a nice guy now. Maybe she's got an issue with bad boys.
Yeah, get some of that cloaca.
Ooh, I'm gonna hit the head. I'll be right back.
All right. So assuming you're actually leaving, though, so yeah, so the music gets quieter and quieter. She continues to play and to sing, And as long as you're not going down the path that leads to the shrine, she is okay with you just leaving.
Does that spell she cast on me eventually persist, or should I start planning that to be a long-term issue?
That spell persists for a while, but not forever.
Okay.
But Bob has you grabbed. How long do you plan to hold her, Bob?
Well, she's not really resisting. Like she's still just really confused. Like she's got this idea, and she believes it's hers, but like she also is trying to reconcile what the hell it means. So she's more just like reluctant to do anything herself, but she just slips into despondency as Bob drags her along.
Okay. Yeah, so as you walk out, again, assuming nobody's going back to murder her just yet, the spell lasts... What is her caster level? The spell lasts 7 hours.
Okay.
So, yeah, during that time, you feel this burning desire to want to go home. You feel like it's again, it's an idea in your head. She may have said it, you may have heard her say it, but you feel in your bones that you want to go home. You don't want to be here. And you're not scared or anything like that. It's just, maybe you're just homesick or whatever however you want to play it, but you do want to go home. Alright, so where are you headed if not there?
I think we were saying we wanted to go towards the Bearded Devils, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to take the road up the river, or do you want to just move through the forests? How would you prefer to get there?
It probably makes sense to... Well, actually, you know what? Iwan's not contributing anymore. Because she's not, like...
Because she wants to go home.
Yeah, she's not part of the planning. She's just like, get me the fuck out of this forest.
All right, Bob and Vors, do you have any input?
I just came back, so.
Hi. Well, you're leaving the Azada where it is. And do you have any input on how you'd like to go towards the Bearded Devils? Do you want to go straight through the forest like this? Do you want to go down to the road and come up? Sonara's like on, like it's here. I should move the star a little bit, I guess.
Bob's a big proponent of taking the shorter path.
Shorter in time or shorter in hex?
A hex.
Okay, so you want to just go through the forest. Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, boom. Spent half a day doing that. And let me roll some doohickeys. So the Azada song goes away, and nothing happens to you as you enter that hex. Go ahead and make a perception check to see if you notice anything interesting. No, you don't. No, you don't.
Explore it. Ow.
Yeah, you don't find anything super interesting in the hex. You do see some interesting trees that are not native to this area, so you don't know how they got there or what's going on with them, but they are distinctly different than the trees in the area. But having seen Azadas and all these other weird nature creatures, you don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that druids or something like that, or those creatures, manipulated the fauna here. So you see some interesting fruit trees and stuff that you wouldn't believe would be here normally, but...
Flora?
Hmm?
You mean flora?
Flora, yeah. I said fauna. Flora.
Alright. See, Dad, I'm not a nerd.
Take that, Dad! Yeah, so that's it. And now it is nighttime, so you need to make a survival check or push on.
Oh! Best camp ever.
Yeah! Iwan does not help, though.
Hold on.
Bob does help. Bob gives you a +2, so you've got a pretty good 26. So you find a very good camp, and you make
Oh, we're gonna fight red caps again. God damn it.
They know all the good campsites, yeah. Let me roll some nighttime things.
It's doing our campsite.
That baby's angry about something.
Well, she's having a time.
Did you have another blowout?
I don't think so. I think
That's kind of how it was explained to me. No, she did.
What? Another one?
Yep.
Oh, well, I wasn't there for that one.
Did you
But
feed
right now, I
her
think
too?
she's just in the baby jail, and Lauren's doing laundry.
No. I asked Lauren what the problem was.
Oh. Is it an active blowout? Okay. Yes, I rolled an encounter, but I don't want to do it, so nothing happens at night.
What was it?
What was it? I'll look it up.
Like, the reason that we went through the forest and not along the path was so that we could have encounters.
Oh, is that what you want?
That's fine.
I'm trying to get you to cool stuff. We can,
It's
we
not.
can, we can do
Let's
this. Let's
keep
see.
going.
You're in Hellspawn Dale. All
We're
right.
fine.
Let the dice determine our fate.
Oh. How many red caps this time?
Oh,
One.
right.
They're more prevalent here. 8.
They're denser at Hellspawn Dale. Yeah, you can do this one now. That's fine. So you guys are making camp, and I'm going to take you to that map.
Do we have nighttime forest music instead of daytime crap?
I don't, but I can probably find some real quick. Oh, I did it again. I cut in the one VTT and I try to paste it in the other one. It's the dumbest thing in the world. I'm so bad at games. And it's even worse because like I'm a player in one of them and a GM in the other one, so I don't cut Rosalago sometimes. It's the whole thing. Anyway, bring you over to this map. Alright. So you guys are there, and
We got the high ground.
yeah, you have the high ground, and it's densely forested high ground, so your fire isn't getting out in a lot of places, and you are pretty secure. You believe you're pretty secure. And I went to select the fire in the other campground to copy and paste it, and like you had thrown 2 red caps into it, so I had to move them off of the fire. Yeah, so you guys do have a campground, and it is nighttime, not vision, nighttime, but there is light. Right, there's no fog, and you scouted the area pretty well. And this happened in the second one. So Nero and Iwin are awake, and the skull, and you're undead. So Nero and Iwin, go ahead and make perception checks. Everybody else is asleep. I'll go ahead and make you guys who are not awake give you the sleepy and prone conditions. You are asleep, you are prone.
Skull gets a +10, right?
Sorry?
The skull gets the.
Oh.
Yeah. on a 1d20, I think, yeah. So that's 17 for the skull.
Lauren texted, blowout, poop emoji, then puke out, vomit emoji. It's not good for her. I changed diapers 7 times. There was 7 poop diapers yesterday, though, when Lauren was hiking, so I don't feel too bad about this. Yeah, something's up. She's sick in her tummy or something. Anyway,
Just
17.
reply with like balance as everything should be.
Alright, so I'll make some stealth checks, but they're not being especially stealthy. So let's see what we got here. Yeah, so Iwin doesn't hear them, but the skull and the Nero hear them. You hear that people are running. There are people running and rustling through the bushes, and you hear them over here. They don't seem to have noticed you, but they ruffle through these bushes over here. And looking quickly, they have dark vision, I guess, so I'm not sure if they notice you yet. They haven't looked for you yet. But they keep looking backwards. And Iwin has low light vision. So Iwin can... well, you haven't seen them. So your skull, does it begin shrieking? What does your skull do again when it sees people?
Yeah.
It's like demeaning them, right?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Okay, so what would your skull sees them then, because it has dark vision. So it sees tiefling people running around. One of them is armored and the other ones are in robes. Would it say anything specific?
Well, I guess it probably parrots Iwin's favorite insult, which is to call people phonies. So just starts yelling. I guess it sees both of them, so it'll say, you know, like phony 1, phony 2. I don't know how smart it is. It's undead, so maybe it doesn't count them off, but it yells at them and calls them phonies.
So the skull begins shrieking about phonies, and everybody who's asleep can make a perception check to see if you wake up. You have a minus 20, but it's only a 5. So go ahead and roll your perception check if you're asleep. Nero, you don't have low light vision.
Correct.
So you don't see them, but you do hear rustling up there, and you've scouted the area pretty well enough to know where the plants are. And Rosalago... Rosalago is here, and he doesn't sleep. So he's around, and he's looking up to see what's going on. And they are running through the stuff, and you hear... let's see. Bob did not wake up. Vors also did not wake up. You begin to hear very loudly, like, more stomping behind them, and the sound of horses, like knights on horseback. And you do not see them yet.
Iwan, what is it? And Nero's going to step over and start hitting on Bob.
Bob's flattered.
Yeah, can I try to look again? Because I didn't see them before, but presumably now I know there's something there.
Yeah.
Nero will point off where they are.
I'm going to roll initiative, and I'm going to have them all be on one initiative. And then I'm going to have these be on initiatives, too. Yeah, so right now, Iwan and Nero are the only ones that get to go. So, So, Iwan, what would you like to do? Make another perception check, yeah. Now that people are telling you there's stuff going on. Nope. You can move, though.
So, I guess she'll go and kick Vors.
Okay. You kick Vors, and Vors will be awake on the next turn. Take that off. And Nero is doing the same sort of thing, but with
Zoob.
Zoob. Yeah, so Zoob will be awake on the next turn. So you've been kicked awake, and that's it for the first round. They run again, so they're rustling and they're moving further south like this. And one of them bolts off to the west, out of vision. And the reclamation people also. You hear lots more stomping, so you can hear the... Gotta put them on Snap to Grid, I guess. Oh, that's interesting. If I move them as a group... Okay, that's fine. Okay. So you hear them stomping, and it's now very clear that there are horses that are chasing these people down. And the reclamation people aren't being quiet at all. They're shouting. And Iwan, you definitely make them out. You see that there's... if you click on yourself, you can see what you see. But you see a guy on a horse, and you see a bunch of corporals that should be lagging behind the people with the horses. Because horses are fast.
So she'll make a point to slap the skull, who then starts really getting after the glorious reclamation. Big phonies, big fucking phonies over there.
Does it actually taunt them or anything, or what does it do?
It just yells at them and insults them.
It can make some kind of check, can
No, I thought it made it intimidate.
Does it?
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, I guess if it's yelling invectives at them, yeah, I think it does. Let's see what the
Cackling skull, right?
Oh, it's intimidate is at +10. It's in perception is +8.
Yeah.
So intimidate. They have to be within 30 feet, but it makes an intimidate check.
Okay, so not yet, but it's calling them phonies. And the skull is with you, Iwan, or I guess?
Yeah, it's like right next to Iwan.
Okay. Yeah, so it's calling everybody phonies, but no intimidates just yet. And the reclamation people soldiers are shouting to get the tieflings, get the fiends, and you hear them running. And Iwan, now that this one has moved out from behind this bush, you can see that one because he's not sneaking at all. And if you hover over him, you can kind of see what he looks like. He looks very devilish. Tieflings vary in how much they look like a devil versus how much they look like a human. And this one is very, very clearly fiend-blooded. Like, he's got red skin, he's got horns, he's got a big long tail, and he actually has a holy symbol of Asmodeus carved into his chest.
Nice.
And
so,
he is running from these people.
So Iwan would... So how high of a ridge is this?
Let's say it's 10 feet, so you can just jump straight up it, yeah.
Okay. She would yell out to him, run them by us. Like we'll help you out with them.
Okay, make a diplomacy check because they're not sure who you are. and he'll shout out. He's like, "Who are you?"
Well, so I guess we don't. Do we know that they're Glorious Reclamation behind?
You can see this one on horseback, and they're wearing the same sort of armor. So yeah, you're
Okay.
reasonably certain that some of these people are Glorious Reclamation chasing them. Yeah.
So she'll basically just, yell out, we've had it with these Glorious Reclamation assholes too. We're not gonna let them get you. Basically like our enemies are mutual.
Okay, and yeah, so you made a very amazing diplomacy roll. He believes you. He believes you, and he calls out to his acolytes. And he says, "We try to get up the hill, scurry up the hill." And that's it for them. And the reclamation also went. Calvert, it's your turn.
Just start moving them over here.
So he told him to scurry up the hill, and a skeletal giant appears over the ridge. And the Glorious Reclamations can see him coming up over some of the bushes and stuff like that, so they begin shouting as well, seeing a giant skeleton. The cleric I had already go, so they're done. Vors, you're prone but awake.
And Ivan would tell him, Glorious Reclamation over there, and kind of like point towards the horse that she sees. You're muted.
Sorry, I didn't want to be wrestling this bag of into blind Tostitos. So I get up. Can I get up and move?
Yes, that's all you can do. You can draw your bow as well, but that would be it.
All right. 30?
Yep, 30 feet. Alright, moving. And again, you're a human, so if you click on yourself, you can see what you see. And basically, in the second ring where it's dim, they have some concealment because it's dim light for you, so it's like a 20% mischance out there.
My vision doesn't change with people like the month.
Yeah, it's because it's in dim light. It's
okay.
Yeah, it's crappy. Next, Redford.
She'll just also get him to move over in that direction. Oh man, he has a speed of 60? That's insane. Okay.
Okay. Red caps are fast.
Yeah, she'll just get him to kind of move up close to where he can do something.
Alright, and again, the tieflings see another skeleton come up. This one carrying a normal sized scythe with metal boots on. And Iwan goes.
So Iwan's going to come over here and bone shake Knight Inheritor 2.
Okay.
And she'll try to rip him off the horse too if she succeeds.
Alright. He fails, so you shook him. 20 points of damage.
He does a fort save.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Still fails.
Nope.
DC 20.
Oh my
Jesus.
God. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, so he takes 20 points of damage, and you're bone shaking him. He is in the saddle, so I think I'm going to give him a ride check to see if that helps him at all.
Oh.
Hey, baby. I'm going to give him a ride check, but he's probably not going to make it. I'm going to make it a 15. Wow, okay. Yeah,
They have ride.
Oh, he crit it, yeah. So yeah, he's going to hook his feet in, and as you shake him, he's going to get tossed about, but he's not going to get knocked out of the saddle.
Too bad.
Yeah, maybe next time, though. Oh, alright. Good shake, though. And Robert, the Zoob. You're
Alright,
awake,
Bob.
prone.
Oh, I thought it was the other way. Okay. Alright, so Bob will stand up, I suppose.
That's a move.
And then, come over yonder.
Alright. You're not in your armor, so you can move 30 feet now if you like. Because you were sleeping. That also means your AC is much worse.
Maybe we should just put that armor back on.
It takes minutes to put on armor.
Yeah, you're not gonna, you know.
Alright, fine. Then we're here.
Getting jumped while you're asleep is bad news. Alright, then it's Nero's turn.
I'm looking to see if I have light on the sheet. I do. Nero casts light on a stone and throws it in the direction he hears the horses. So that, Vors can have something to shoot at.
Okay. You probably have to move. I don't know how far you can throw with your tiny, weak arms.
That's fine. So Nero will move up behind the giant and lob a light stone over the giant, and seeing the acolyte probably with the light, he basically says in Infernal where the back of the camp is and how they can climb up behind over here.
Okay. Alright, so we'll just say you throw it about there. Roll a ranged attack. Roll just the arrow.
Sure. It's going to be embarrassing. It's going to be so good.
I want to see if it goes, the wrong way and stuff.
Oh, I don't even have it. Oh, hang on.
Yeah, the arrow.
There we go.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, so you nail it. You lob it over Calvert, and boom, ends up over there. So you've illuminated more of the things, and they can see it. They see this glowing stone on the ground there. And we're back to the top. The Knight Inheritor, and I guess this is the two mounted guys. So both of them are going to go at the same time, and they're shouting now. They're pointing to the giants. They're telling them, the corporals and stuff, to go up the hill. Go up the hill. There's someone on the hill, but this one over here is going to just run and try to get at some of these guys. And he's going to get to there. And he's going to try to spear the cleric, the lance. He didn't get a charge though, but he gets to there, and a 1 is not going to do it, mister. So he tries to lance the cleric, he turns on the corner, and the cleric dodges.
He plants the lance and actually pole vaults.
The other one, is he going to go after that guy, or is he going to go after this? He's going to stay on his acolyte. So he's going to charge his acolyte.
Now.
What do you want, baby? And he can't, he wants to do a ride by, but there's a lot of rough terrain, you really can't do that. Yeah, so he's just gonna go over there and lance from here. Lance. A 2 is not gonna do it either. Lancing at the acolyte and misses horribly. And Rosalago goes, and he's gonna basically stay out of combat unless he's needed, so I'm gonna remove token. The corporals go, and they've been commanded to go up the thing, so this one is going to move 30 feet. 30 feet, yeah, so that's a single move. And double move. Seeing Iwin there, he's going to basically close the distance to Iwin, and he's done. This guy is going to also double move, and he can also get up to Iwin. This guy... he's not smart enough. I'm not going to say he's not going to put out the fire. So he's going to get a double move. He'll just get up to here. And this guy... Do they have a ranged weapon at all? It says have. I'm going to say he's going to try to shoot at Calvert over the bush. That is a hit. Give Calvert some concealment because of the bush. He made it. For 1 damage, and you have DR against piercing. So the arrow shatters on the giant, and the giant does not care. And that's it for them. And Calvert goes.
So Calvert is gonna just bound down and take a swipe at the guy on the horse.
Yeah, he's big enough that with a big step, he basically just steps down the thing and is kind of straddling it. And you're hitting the horse or the guy on the horse?
The guy on the horse.
All right.
That's at his level, so we'll just take an even swipe.
Yeah. A 29 is a hit for 18 damage. You move more than 5 feet, right?
Did he?
That's like 1 step.
It's rough terrain too, so yeah, I'd say you had to use more than just a 5 step.
That's fair, yeah.
Yeah, so you crush him with the battle axe. You get a good slice out of him, and he is cut, but not dead. And then the clerics go, and Nero has explained to them that there is like a ramp on the bottom side of the thing, so they're going to continue running. So the cleric withdraws and goes like that, and is just going to double move. Is he a 30? No, he's a 25, so he only gets to there. And his acolyte is also going to withdraw. She is faster. So she's going to get to there. And this other acolyte is scared. Let's see how brave she is. She's pretty brave. She's going to try. She's going to run for it. And she's going to just do a triple move because she's on a straight line. And she hits rough terrain there and has to stop. And the lance guy will get a slice at her. 28 will hit, yeah, for 10. So she gets hit on the way over and collapses. Oh no, she's staggered. So she gets there and is very, very hurt, but still standing. She does not collapse though. Boars.
I pop up from behind the giant stump.
Boom!
Bam! And I shoot purple number 4 first.
Number 4.
So
Alright.
That's for the many shots. So
Correct. So a 24 is a hit for 33 damage, 35 with point blank shot. He is still standing, but very messed up.
So again.
Okay. A 21 is a hit for 19 with point blank shot.
Yeah. And then that final 13 would have gone at 2.
Yep. So he's straight up dead, not even bleeding to death. So you kill that one, and then you turn to the next one, and a 13 is a miss. That one hits the bush behind him. Redford.
Rapid step.
Good call.
I will call Redford over, so he'll make his way over here, and we'll take a swipe at 2.
With his scythe.
Oh.
A 20 rolled again. 19 is not a crit. That would have been glorious. 8 damage though. Yep. That's it for Redford and Iwin.
So Iwin is going to make a little crack in the space behind her and dive through it.
Zip.
And she will end up over here.
Bam.
And then she's gonna, yeah, I think she'll bone shake number 2 and try to finish him off.
All right.
So this thing.
Oof. DC 20 is rough, so let's see what we got.
He's probably dead anyway.
Yeah. 30 points of damage. Jesus, this is a good spell.
Yeah, that was a Yahtzee.
He's at negative 26. Yeah, he is straight up dead. And he is still on his horse. In the saddle. Dead. Robert, the Zoob.
Well, so Bob is going to walk up to Corporal 3.
Yeah. Just sauntering on.
Sauntering on. He salutes him and says, "Hello, Corporal."
The Corporal looks confused at you, and then you raise the hammer.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, you only get the first one because you had to move, but a 15 or a 27 is a hit for 15, and you get some fire.
Yeah, there it is.
And you make him smoky.
Right, poof.
Poof, I'm drawing the smoke. Poof. So he makes
That's
he makes a fort save on his turn. I'll just do it now so I don't forget.
That's all she wrote.
I don't remember what my save is. You can let me know. Nero.
Nero will cast Archon's Aura and move extra guys in it.
Okay. 20 feet is like basically everybody, just not that guy far out.
Pretty much.
Okay. Boom. Knight Inheritor, the other guy is dead on the horse. This guy is still hunting his guys, and he sees the Tiefling Cleric down there. He's got to run on him, so he's going to. Whoops, I got to select the horse, not the guy. So he's basically going to run past the Cleric and do like a ride-by attack kind of thing on him. And with his lance. That's a threat on a lance. 18 with a charge of +2 is... What's your AC? 20. Yeah, he tied it, so that is a crit with the lance. So 14, 15, and 12 is 29, 41 damage to that guy. He is bleeding to death on the ground. And this was a lance attack, so doesn't there even more damage because of the charging?
If he has spirited charge, yeah.
Does he? Checking. Feats. Out of combat, ride by attack. It's not full. Not full. I will keep checking while that's happening. The sergeants or corporals, whatever, will get to go. One is fighting this Redford, and he's going to continue fighting the Redford. He's power attacking, so a 19 is a hit for 18 damage. It is slicing or slashing, and you're a skeleton, so you take 5 at the top. So 13 damage. Wow. And that's him. There's one fighting Bob. He's going to also do the same thing, Bob. And you're not wearing armor, so that's a hit on you for 15 damage.
Alright, guy.
Alright. And he's going to step out of the smoke. He made a fort save. I don't know if that 18 was good enough. I think it's good enough, but you gotta tell me what it is. And there's another one over here who is... He's using a bow. He's going to shoot at... he's going to choose Bob. And you're not in armor, so that's a hit for 4 because he has point blank shot. And that's it
Does
for
he
them.
have precise shot?
Yes. And Calvert goes. Oops, I'm going forward, not backwards. Look at this. Let's see if this guy's going to charge on this.
That was a 20.
Roll it again. Let's see, a 17 on which one are you hitting?
3.
On 3. That is a miss, but it's a hit because of Archon Zora. It's a -2 to AC as well, yeah?
Yes, if he fails his will save.
Okay. Yeah, he did. So that's a confirmed crit, so I'll just use the first 3 damage rolls. So 15, 13, 16 is 28, 30, 44? And he is at -22 and is straight up dead. Crack. Alright, it's Morthos' turn and his friends. But Morthos is unconscious. I'm trying to figure out if he's very unconscious.
Did you skip me?
Oh, did I skip somebody? Sorry. Who did I...
I was after Calvert, right?
It looks like you're next.
Yeah, I don't think the order got changed. It says that Typhon Clerk is a 15, so...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think this is correct. I'm just checking the feet on this. They do have Spirited Charge.
We probably straight up dead.
Let's see. So what does it actually do?
Double damage, so he gets a ×4 if he crits.
So one more lance damage, basically?
Correct.
Alright. So another 10 on like Typhon Cleric. Tiefling. I keep saying Typhon. It's Tiefling. He is alive, but bleeding to death. So on his turn, he tries to stay alive check. He fails to do that. He continues bleeding. One of his acolytes, the one that's damaged, heals herself for 2. So she's no longer staggered, but that took her whole action. That's all she could do. And acolyte number 1, the male acolyte, falls over. She shouts, "Master!" and he falls over and tries to heal and heals for 2. Stops him bleeding to death, but he's still unconscious and on the ground. Yeah, so they're in a bad way. And it's back to Vors, the Baron.
I mean, like... I probably hear like all that going on down there.
Yeah, they're like he shouted when he got hurt, and the other one shouted "Master" at the least.
All right.
Yeah.
So, and then I attack him.
Okay, you got one shot. He's on a horse. He's far enough away. The height distance isn't a problem for you.
All right. So it's a mini shot. Or
Well, no, you
multi-shot.
move. You only get one.
Well, a multi-shot, I mean.
No, you need a full attack for that as well. You just get one arrow.
What's that?
Multi-shot is only during full attacks.
Alright.
A 17 is a miss. Whizzes by. as he begins to turn around. And Redford.
He's gonna take some swipes.
Oh yeah, okay. Gets 2 swipes, eh? Alright, a 21's a hit, a 16 is not a hit. So 11 damage.
I'm assuming he doesn't get to do his kick, right, as a skeleton?
I'm gonna go with no for now, but we can figure that out.
Okay.
Iwan.
Iwan is undeterred from her plan before and is going to come down and try to bone shake that guy off his horse.
Okay.
So that thing.
Alright, fort save. Wow, I failed that horribly. Alright, 21, and his ride check, again, 15, so he's got a good shot at making it. To stay in the saddle as he's being jiggled around. Yeah, he did it as well. Rolled a 19. Yeah, so he's strong in his saddle, but he's getting jolted up. And, yep, that's it. We're back to Bob, the Zoobird.
Alright, Bob's going to attack the person closest to him.
Okay.
There. You see, what?
You get 1 hammer swing, yeah?
Yeah, well, he's going to salute this guy too.
Okay.
Bob's just going to keep doing that until one salutes back.
He does not salute back. And again, you're not wearing your armor, but you do have this evil hammer that's on fire. And 19 is a hit for 21 damage, and you get your fire damage.
Yeah. Oh.
Alright, and he's in a cloud of smoke. And that's it for that.
Yeah, so why did the last guy have to roll a save?
Well, so something happens. I don't remember. You're supposed to know how your weapons work, but something happens when people are in the fog. Like they get noxious or something. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
You were talking about the one that's on the armor, and I was like, but I don't have the armor.
I'm pretty sure that this guy failed it, so you have to tell me what happens to him.
He's dead already. Oh.
No, he's not dead.
Oh, I thought he was the other guy.
All right, we're back to the top. The Knight Inheritor, seeing the Tiefling cleric on the ground, is fine with that. He's going to run down the acolyte that's trying to heal him.
Say, Joe.
Yes, sir.
I didn't go.
Oh, okay. Your turn. Sorry.
No big deal.
It's a huge turn.
Nero thinks everything's in hand up here, so he's going to move down this way, and I'm going to go help Clara move some stuff. And I'll go over here and cast Bless, or ready to cast Hold Person if I see the guy on the horse.
Okay.
I'm back.
You're gonna. Alright. So the horse is going to run down Tiefling Acolyte 1. Tiefling Acolyte 1. So as he gets here into the light, Nero will see him. He will cast Hold Person. And I will make a will save to resist that. An 18. That's close enough. I have to check. Let's see, Nero. Spellcasting. DC of Hold Person is a first level spell. It's not even. It's a second level spell. And the DC is 18, so I tied it. And I don't think he has an enhancement to enchantment effect, so I'm going to go ahead and say that I made it.
Does the Archon's aura do anything?
Yes, it's -2 to saves if he fails a will save. Good call. He did fail a will save. So he has -2 to his saves, which means he is held. So you watch as the horse is beginning to run down like towards the tiefling, and then as he gets to here, the guy raises his lance, and just as he enters the light, Nero says some magic words, and the mid-air, like the lance is coming forward, it just freezes in place, and the horse continues to run on the path he was running, but the guy's lance doesn't connect to the other acolyte. But the horse does try to trample the cleric as he walks past, and he is flat-footed, and the 15 hits for 5, which starts him bleeding to death again. But he's not dead yet. Alright. Where's that blood thing? Alright.
It's a DC 14.
Okay, and what happens?
They get a -2 penalty on attack rolls for 1 round as they cough and choke on fiery ash.
Alright, there you go. Calvert goes.
I'm just going to yell at Calvert to go to, what is this guy? 2. So he's going to bumble over there. Let's go. There. and then he'll turn around, and I don't know if that puts him in flanking position with Redford, but
I'll say
either
yeah,
way.
'cause you can attack from this square, yeah.
he's gonna swipe.
That is a hit because of the flank for 13 damage. Boom, still standing. Tiefling Cleric goes, and he's re-bleeding to death. Naz, you missed it. Your... Oh, he's not throwing on you. Wait.
I'm here. What's up?
So your Archon Zora worked on him, and he almost made his save to resist your whole person, but the Archon Zora made him fail it. So the horse went to trample Acolyte 1, and basically he froze in place and didn't get his attack off. But the horse's hooves did trample the prone guy who is bleeding to death, and he bleeds to death.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Well, I can't cast no Breath of Life, so.
Vors, you get to go. This guy is still frozen on his horse with his lance out at a weird angle as if he was attacking.
5-foot step. I catch the front of the horse.
Yeah, I'd say you'd hit him if you want your point blank shot. That's fine because he's like in all of those tiles technically. All right, a 30 and a 26 are both hits on him. Oh, sorry, this is your rapid minute. Got it. Okay.
Or multi.
So yeah, so this is they have -2s on them, still a hit. For 25, 27 damage.
Mm-hmm.
And he is dying. He's bleeding to death in the saddle, but he's still frozen in place. His body is paralyzed, but he is visibly bleeding.
All right, I just let the horse run. I turn and shoot. Level 2.
Sure. -2s on these, a 16 and a 14. You are not within point blank of him, and those are both misses. The first one clangs against his armor, and the other one is a complete miss. And Redford. Those are both hits.
Woof.
For 24. It looks like he got skipped. He's dead now, but let's just say he got one more swipe at Redford. Because I think I killed the guy that his token was on. So yeah, so he would have hit Redford for 20 -5, so 15, but then Redford slaughters him, and he is straight up dead. Black. And is everybody dead? No, not yet. Okay, so Iwan.
I was just going to delay.
Okay. Robert.
So Bob's got the hammer.
Yeah.
Bob uses the hammer.
Sure. And again, he would have got a slice on you as well, but so his hit on you is a threat.
No, it's not.
His hit on you is a crit because you're not wearing armor.
Who cares?
For 23, and then the point blank, the power attack that multiplies too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Not that it matters.
It's 35. Yeah, but it's a cool hit. I got to hurt you. Take that. And then Bob hits me for both of those are hits. For 17 and 17 is 34. And then you get your fire. You only rolled one fire. You get 2 fires.
Right.
Well, it's a fire that broke the tie on that one.
Yeah. One. No. Yep, there you go.
There you go. And he is dead. There you go. You can 5 step if you want.
Can Bob have the horse?
You can try to go over and get the horse if you want.
Do you have handle animal yet?
I do, actually.
Nero! I think everybody's dead. Oh, no, this guy's bleeding in the saddle. He's dead, though.
Nero goes scrambling down the embankment as fast as he can, probably stumbling onto his face in the process.
Sure.
And tries to get to the cleric in time, but is not fast enough.
Yeah, make a climb check to see how badly you fall
Sure.
as you're scurrying, or in acrobatics if you want to jump in.
No. I'll just make a climb. That's fine.
Oh yeah, you scurry kind of okay. You don't fall.
Not terrible.
Yeah, you take your time and you go down it, and you get to the cleric and you see that he's already dead. He was trampled. He's got a big hoof mark in his chest, right in the center of the Asmodean holy symbol, and he's bleeding and dead. Iwan's going over and sucking the life out of that guy before the horse runs away. And that's it. The combat's over. Everybody's dead. And the two Tiefling acolytes, they thank Nero, and they see him coming over and trying to heal him, and they realize that their master isn't coming back, and they are both distraught.
Acolytes of Asmodeus, I assume?
The female one nods and says, yes, yes, yes. And, where's my macro button? The woman identifies herself as Ramira. Yes, yes, we're acolytes of Asmodeus. And the male nods and says, Acris.
Well, you might as well come share the fire with us. We'll bury your master in the morning and get you on your way.
What was his name?
His name was Morthos. Let me see.
Phyllis.
Objects. Morthos, yeah.
Do I know of him?
You do not. And again, they're both distraught. And when you say that you'll bury him in the morning, they look around at everybody else to see if there's anything anybody can do. But there's not at this point. I don't think you guys are capable of bringing people back to life. Nor would you waste the resources on a cleric you don't know. But yeah, so they both, again, they're distraught that their master is dead. And the lady says there was so much he was still teaching us. You know, there's so much we don't know. But since you offered them the fire, they both agree and they come to hang out at your fire.
Oh, Nero will heal up Ramira. Ramira's the one who's damaged?
Yes. She got lanced.
She's lucky it won't be the last time.
She was brave, and she ran across instead of hiding, and she got lanced for her troubles.
So he'll heal up Ramira, and then heal up everyone else he can. Basically, Zubert.
Okay.
And while everyone else is doing the looting, I will be talking to them.
All right.
Yeah, I would join you too.
2x of that. It's 4x of this. 4x. Get some holy symbols there, Vors.
Yeah, Boris will pocket one of those. And, yeah, he'll grab the oil. Last weapon, too.
Healing Zubert.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah. So anything specific you want to talk to these people about? You want to role play? You want to just ask the questions and answer them?
He'll get any information out of them, but more specifically, he's going to talk about how fate is part of what Asmodeus teaches. You know, the law, preparing yourself, but to some degree, what happens is fate. And I think it's fate that brought you here. I was once an acolyte as well, blah, blah, blah. He's going to try to schmooze them onto the squad for now.
And you were a failed acolyte of Asmodeus.
True.
Go ahead and make a diplomacy check. I assume you're going to be schmoozing them well.
Time where I am? Oh, shit.
Yeah, not your best speech, but yeah, you give one. And
Well, that's just Boris back.
oh, I'm sorry. Okay,
Yeah.
one of your better speeches.
Pick a big meat. Brah.
So yeah, hearing your speech, it kind of bolsters their spirits a bit. They now believe that maybe it was his fate to die here. They're certainly still alive, so maybe he died protecting them. That's a great thing. But again, Ramira and the male specifically, I forget what's his name, Acris. Acris especially he's distraught that there's so much they don't know. Like they only just begun their acolyte training when the Glorious Reclamation came in, and they basically relay the whole tale of like the Glorious Reclamation kind of learned from what happened in Cantaria, and they've been not purging. So purging's kind of a strong word, but they've been evicting. They've been getting rid of elements in Sonara. So like the churches of Asmodeus were shut down immediately when the town was taken, and the faith has basically been driven underground or out of the city entirely. And Morthos was so adamant about his beliefs that he kind of just started practicing in the forests, and the Glorious Reclamation got word of it, and they've been on the run since yesterday. And they've got found out, they got run down, and they've been trying to escape, and this is what happened. You want to secretly leave Morthos? Yeah.
I ain't using it.
You could do that, especially when they're asleep or something. Eventually, they're gonna go to sleep. But yeah.
So, Iwan would also start talking to them and basically be like, sorry that whatever his name was didn't make it. These Glorious Reclamation guys are pretty pathetic, but every once in a while they happen to land a good enough hit. It's unlucky for him. And then she kind of, in hearing about the guy like practicing on his own and on the run, is like I understand that all too well, and this is always just the natural evolution of things. This is why these Glorious Reclamation assholes have to be stopped. And then she'll just sort of like get on this whole rant, Right now they have power, but rest assured they won't always. And keep up your training. Like, we're going to get you back where you need to be, and this nightmare will be over eventually.
Morthos had hide armor, +1 mace, a backpack, a grappling hook, iron, and holy symbol of Asmodeus. I guess he wouldn't have that because he had it carved on his chest.
He ain't got nothing.
Yeah, he doesn't have anything of a weapon, just money. But yeah, so Iwan, you talking to them about being on the run. That they seem to have calmed down a bit. Still a little morose, but they've accepted that this was his fate. This is what was supposed to happen. And they say, it's not fair what's happening in Sonara now. It's I don't understand it. And Acris adds that that Sonara is tied to hell. I don't understand how they can be so stringent about this. And pretty much everybody at this point knows that Sonara has a very high tiefling population, like these half human, half devils. The city is filled with them. It's like maybe is it like a third of the population? I'm not sure. There's a lot of them.
So are they purging all of them now?
They're not purging all the tieflings, but anybody suspected of being aligned to Asmodeus, or House Vex, or basically anybody who they've learned from Cantaria. They're getting rid of all of the bad elements, and they're not allowing them to be in town anymore. So the town has about 3,000 humans and 1,500 tieflings. So it's a good quarter of the population.
Weird.
So Nero will get a feel for how far along they are in their training and all that good stuff, and then we'll go from there.
Okay. Yeah. So they are acolytes. They are not actually clerics. So they are very much novices in their religion. They seem to know the basics, and Ramira is especially proud to admit that she knows the funerary rites, so she can, if you're burying him tomorrow, she can do that. But yeah, they're very much novices in their religion. And yeah, they talk a bit more. They say that they did come from Sonara. They were kicked out of Sonara a couple weeks ago, like maybe a week and a half ago, and they've been practicing in the forest since. He says that the Glorious Reclamation must have followed somebody that came from town, because that's what would happen. People would come from town, go to the forest, get whatever they needed done by the priest of Asmodeus, and go back. So it seems like either somebody ratted them out, or they followed them and found us.
Of course, just asking about if there's anyone in Sonara who could be sympathetic to while not openly against like the Glorious Reclamation, might be more sympathetic. And instead of just trying to feel out leads and try to make some connections before we get there.
Sure, and you rolled a decent diplomacy check as well. So they say that they don't know, like, openly, like, no one is openly against the Reclamation because, as she said, they're either being arrested, killed, or driven out of the town, so she's not aware of any groups that are openly like that. But she says, certainly the church, if the Church of Asmodeus has been driven underground, because the city's big enough that there are several in it, they're probably around. Like they don't like their citadels or whatever you want to call them, their chapels have been taken by the Glorious Reclamation, but certainly there are probably other priests in town, other loyal, faithful of Hell, servants of Hell, and of Cheliax as a result. But she's not aware of anything like that. There's no organized resistance that she knows of.
Not yet, at least.
Yeah. She does mention that there are gangs and seedy elements that haven't negatively impacted by the Glorious Reclamation's takeover, so they might be interested in seeing the regime fall. But again, she doesn't know how much they care about it, because when you operate in the shadows like that, you do what you're going to do anyway. Anything else? Alright, well, they thank you for the campfire, and any food you can spare as well, because they've been on the run for a while, and they do need to eat, another half-devil. Rosalago is interested in talking to them, but he doesn't talk to them with everybody else present. He kind of just waits for nap time to happen. And he'll be talking to them later.
Do any of us notice that?
You would wait for... Yeah, he probably would wait till Vors' watch, because he wants the fewest people. So go ahead and make a perception check, Vors.
Oh my god, terrible.
They're also not going to be sneaking around, so it might be...
Yeah, it's pretty obvious. Oh, was that 17 what you rolled?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. What's Rosalago's sneaky like? Because he's being a little sneaky in his starting the conversation, but... Yeah, so you missed the beginning of it, because he's very quiet, he's invisible and kind of next to them, kind of whispering in their ears for a while. But after a bit, you notice that they're talking. Like, the devils are talking, and not to each other. They seem like they're answering questions.
Can I hear them? Or can I make out what they're saying?
With a 17, not all of it, but you catch some words. It seems like they're answering questions about, like, the defenses of Sonara. Like, what do they know? How many Glorious Reclamation are there? Things like that. He seems to just be acquiring information. What did you do in the church? How long have you been in Acolytes? Some of the same things Nero was asking. Repair undead now.
Just before she went down to sleep.
Yeah. That's a cool spell. You don't hear anything nefarious being asked, but, Rosalago is doing his own little interrogation of these people.
Yep. I guess I wouldn't let on like a her.
Yeah,
just let it happen.
Yeah. Alright. Anything else you guys want to do? Good? Okay. Nap time happens. It's the next morning. We've got like half an hour left in the session. So, what do you want to do with these guys? I guess the fiends are going to be leaving unless you have a plan that you'd like to do with them.
Where are you headed? Are you headed back to Sonara?
They don't think it's safe to be in Sonara anymore. They're pretty sure that they'll be found out. By now, their faces are probably known. Like they're very organized in their hunting of us. Akra says they probably know who we are. We can't just blend in anymore. He says we'll probably head south.
can get you to the road. You can either go to Citadel Ordeal or ride south. You've got horses now.
Bob, did you want to take any of those? What are you doing with the horses, Bob?
Well, I mean, Bob doesn't actually have handle animal in spite of what we thought.
All right.
So, no.
All right. Well, if you're gonna let them have the horses, yeah, they'll basically take them and they'll go south and they'll stop by the Citadel. But what Acris West? What makes you think they'll take us in at the Citadel?
I mean, if you tell them you're with me, I think they will take you in.
Okay, Acris nods, unsure of that, but he'll try. He says, "Yeah, if you can get us to the road, we'll head south."
All right, let's get you to the road.
Okay. All right, so I'll just leave them here with the horses, assuming everything goes fine, and take all you guys and cut you out to the hex map. All right, Redford.
So I guess let's see if we can find some bearded devils.
Yeah, seems to be the long and short of it.
Okay. So it's the next day. Go ahead, refresh your spells. Looks like you already did. So you're going straight there. So you're going to go like this and cross the river.
Mm-hmm.
How close to Sonara would you like to get?
Not very.
Okay.
Yeah, not too.
Okay. And are you doing a search in this tile, or are you just walking through it?
Passing through to where we can get to devils.
Okay. So you get all the way over there, and you begin searching this tile. Make a perception check. Everybody else can make one too if you like.
Yeesh.
Oh.
Yeah.
I win.
Credit.
You're not gonna roll, Bob? I want to see how. Yeah, that's what I thought. Bob.
Yeah, baby.
Alright, so Iwan's gnomish nose detects a sense. It's not quite rotting, but it smells like something freshly killed, and she smells a lot of blood. Something has been killed in the last couple days, and she pins its direction south towards the river.
Okay, so I'll convey that information to the group.
Suppose we head south.
That's
Yeah.
Alright. Alright. You can organize yourself over here. You're coming in from like this direction, basically.
Still loading.
Um,
Wait, so point again?
You're coming in from this direction, like this. And there's a corpse. I'll move it so that you can get a little further into the...
A large feathered beast.
Yes, there is a corpse, a bloody carcass of a large feathered beast. Even though it looks like a lizard in the token, it's a feathered beast. So you can set yourself up however you want over here. Giro makes a knowledge check secretly.
Yeah, what is it?
Vors and Nero are certain that this is the corpse of an owl bear.
Oh.
Iwan does not know what an owl bear is.
Well, do we know what killed it?
You can make a heal check to see if you can tell what the wounds are.
Nah,
about.
son.
Yeah, you don't.
I believe it was killed by some sort of wound.
Certainly a wound. I still have the same encounter music up, but that's fine. Alright. 16's not half bad. Okay. Vors is reasonably certain that the large gashes on the side and stomach of the owlbear are from glaives.
You know about those.
Hmm?
We know about glaives.
You know about
Bearded
glaives.
Bearded devils carry them.
Yep.
Any inkling of which way they went?
South. There's a bloody trail headed south. I could draw it.
Okay, let's head south.
So, I'm not saying that I will, but just out of curiosity, because I wouldn't think that this thing is something that she would be able to turn into a undead.
It's a corpse. Let me check its hit dice for you, if that's the question.
Yeah.
It is, in fact, a corpse.
It is a corpse. It is dead.
Well, no, I'm saying how it looks big, or,
It's
like
big. It has 5d10 hit dice. I don't know what that means to you, but it is large. You don't know what an owlbear is, but you do see it has big bear-like claws. I think you're being called Jeffrey.
Okay. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, so it has big bear-like claws, and it's huge like a bear, but has the head of an owl and big bear claws. And 5 hit dice, if that matters to you.
Okay. That's fine. There's probably more important things to do right now, so just curious. Alright, so follow the blood.
Okay. So let's move you all as a group to the south over here. So you're following it to the south, and the blood continues on like this. Let me know somewhere. And it's not like as thick a line as this. It's droplets of blood, but it's going like that.
Sure.
And let's move you to here. And when you get to here, you notice that there is a cave over there.
Do you see anything around the cave?
There are big footprints coming in out of the cave that Vors and Iwan both notice.
Like owlbear footprints?
Like
Yeah, it looks kind of like an owlbear footprint, yeah, now that you mention it.
It's probably its den.
Yeah. Probably don't want to disturb other owlbears.
Probably not.
Just keep following the blood.
Yeah.
Are owlbears like solitary? Like, what do we know about them?
They usually are solitary. Sometimes they mate in pairs. Sometimes, but they do like shiny objects.
So, Bob,
Well, I don't know if Vors knows that, but whoever made those knowledge checks did. Oh, did Vors make that one earlier?
yeah.
Yeah, then you know that they like shiny objects.
Yeah.
So maybe let's come back,
No, it's what?
because I don't want to be in a cave and have a bearded devil with his glaive pointed at me, coming at me from behind.
Yeah.
No, no, that's why I stand up at the top. I understand Bob it.
Bob, how do you feel about that plan, Bob?
Bob doesn't want to be fodder all the time.
Oh,
It's Bob's job.
Bob has opinions now. So Bob's not going in the hole.
Why don't we send Calvert in then?
A giant
Why don't we
and a
just
tiny cave.
Why don't we just come back? It's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, Bob.
Fucking Vor is always trying to get into holes.
All right. Just gonna take you back to this map real quick. And it continues leading south, so you're gonna move a whole hex following the blood trail. And you need to make a survival check to even do it. Because after a while, the blood gets a little less dense.
Okay.
So go ahead and make a survival check.
I can't do that when all I can select is the card.
Oh,
I can do the card. Well, that's not forces.
Yeah, it's not Boris' stat. Okay, I'll take you back to this map temporarily just so you can make the... that's not the right one either.
Just roll some survivals.
Yeah. You roll a survival, Boris.
I'll take
That's
13.
not good, and you guys can help him. Oh.
Hurry, I'm helping.
You are helping.
Oh.
Is that everybody? Bob, do you want to try to help Bob?
I mean, sure, I'll give you a 9 if you feel like it. Oh, wow, look at that.
Alright, so Vorz's end result is a 13, which is not enough. So you begin following it, and you go maybe a quarter of the day towards the south. Let me go back to that map. So you begin following it south, and you get to the river, and you just lose it at the river. Like once they walk through, the blood gets so faint at the other side, you can't track it any further. So you're pretty sure they headed this way. One of these two tiles.
How long ago do we think?
With that heal check that he got, he thinks it's sometime in the last couple of days.
Okay.
So I'm gonna check out the cave.
Oh, let's go find the devils.
All right, fine.
We're not gonna have anything worth that.
But our GM really wants us to go in the cave.
You do whatever you want, man. Yeah. So pick a tile. Which one?
To the left.
Is one Sonara? Let's go south.
Yeah, gotta cross the river. All right. I forgot what time of day it was. When did you rest last? There. Yeah, so you're gonna move here and you're gonna have to end up resting here. Okay, so go ahead and make a perception check.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah. Alright, I'll take you off here for real this time. Since you're not coming back. Cut. Paste. Okay, get it all down there.
Is it better for time if we fight the owl bear?
I don't care. Well, 20 minutes. You're fine. Go ahead and make your perception checks. Boom, boom. Yes. So, you do stumble upon some devils.
Sweet.
And I'll cut you to that way. Where is this? Alright, so I just dumped you up there. Let me know when that finishes loading.
Loaded.
Loaded.
Okay. So you were moving pretty quickly through the forest, and you found there are 3 bearded devils.
Great.
And they are all headed south, east. And you guys are up here in the trees, basically. You can arrange yourself however you like. Hmm?
I would have asked Nero if I didn't know like whether like cold iron or like silver or anything helps with these guys.
You would assume that he's got a pretty good knowledge because he fought one, but we'll roll a knowledge check.
Yep, you know silver.
Okay. Yeah, silver, but they're not really terribly resistant. You saw that a crocodile could tear one down.
Any specific questions about devils or bearded devils in particular?
If there's like anything that they have immunity to, or if there's anything they're weak to, stuff like that.
They have no weaknesses. They are immune to fire and poison. They are resistant to acid and cold. And they have spell resistance, which is just any spell you make, you have to roll a caster level check, or it'll just fizzle out. Yeah, no weaknesses. Their will saves aren't particularly strong, but no actual weaknesses. Alright, I'll go ahead and roll initiative for everybody. You can arrange yourself however you want in the undergrowth, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I would. I mean, Boars would try to sneak up and attack him.
Yeah, go ahead and arrange yourself however you want. Like, you can be in any of these trees in the north. They're headed south, and make a sneaky check, because on their turns they're going to roll perception to see if they notice you or not.
So we're basically trying to get within 30.
Okay.
So, like, here?
Go
this
ahead and
one?
make your sneaky check. My perception check for 1.
Are all of us making the sneaky check?
Let's say
I'm
if you're up here or higher, we'll say no. So if you're above this line, no. But if you're under it, yeah, you need to start sneaking.
You were in the crashing giant or not? Sneaky.
Yeah.
Just
No.
FYI.
No, Boris would just say, let me engage. Get a free
I'll
shot
throw
off.
that line there. If you're above that line, you don't have to be sneaking yet.
Just be right behind me.
Okay, so I'll put the giant up there and you're up there. Anybody else?
Okay.
Iwan's
How
being
about-
sneaky, and
Well, okay.
Redford being sneaky. And
Maybe over here.
where are you going
Maybe
to
over. No, Bob.
be? Bob is trying to be sneaky.
Not bad.
So the bearded devil does notice Iwan and Bob. So arrange yourself wherever you're going to be. And bearded devil does see you.
Boris just sighs as he knocks 2 arrows.
And this guy, what's his speed at? His speed is 40, so I'm pretty sure he's going to run straight at Bob. Or he doesn't see Redford. He's going to run straight at Bob, yeah. So he's going to charge, and he's got his glaive out. So he charges like that, and he's going to have the actual charging action for a +2 to spear at Mr. Bob. A 29 is a hit, Bobbert, for 13. Plus infernal wound, which I'll look up later. I'm pretty sure you're bleeding, but let's see. That's it. And Iwan, you get to go.
Let's see. So, does Iwan notice that the bearded devils see her and Bob like the other guys?
Make a perception check to see if you notice the bearded devil. Only that one went, by the way, so only that one has seen anything. Yeah,
Right.
he glanced at you for a moment before charging at Bob, so you're pretty sure that you were seen by this one.
Yeah, the other ones though.
They haven't even looked yet. They haven't acted. They're going to do on their turn, so you're not sure.
Okay. Alright, well then, in that case, Iwan will, I guess, try to bone shake the devil. That's it.
Bone shake the devil. Well, it's attacking, right?
1, yeah.
26 points. I gotta make a fort save. Come on, fort save. Nope. 26
Move
points.
him in.
Which is a lot.
Move him in.
Does this spell have spell resistance?
Probably.
Probably.
Alright, look it up. Bone shaker. Spell resistance, yes. So go ahead and roll a d20, and we add your caster level and your spellcasting stat. So d20 plus 7, so that's a 17. Plus, that's already good enough to beat it, right? Yeah. They have a 16, so you've already beaten it. So he is bone shook. And he takes 26 points of damage. Doesn't get to resist any of it. And you're shaking it in any direction?
Probably in. Yeah.
Towards?
That's
Okay.
about right there.
Alright.
Yep.
Okie dokie. And we're up to Redford.
So Redford's gonna just turn and unload on this guy. So.
Trying to get the thing to flank. The dumb, stupid red cat.
Yeah, Bob will do it on his turn. He'll be-
Yeah.
20 is a hit, the 8's a miss. For. Is it 20 hit? Yeah, it's a hit. For 11, and they have DR against good or silver, so it's gonna take 6. Alright. Robert, the Zoob.
Well, okay.
You're bleeding. Your wound is festering and glowing with unholy energy. You take 2 damage.
Alright. Bob, smacks the devil.
Yeah, you're flanking at a +2. That is a hit and a miss. For 16, it's only going to take 11 of that. And it's immune to fire damage because it's from hell.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Doesn't it? Oh, okay. Does it still get the smoke thing?
Yeah. It's immune to poison. That might be a poison effect. You need to look that up, but Yes.
God damn it.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that's a threat.
Yeah.
Yeah, roll that again. 18 is... He's charging, so that's a hit. So that's a confirmed crit, so I'll just use again the first 3 damages there. That's 25, 39. And it has DR 5 against that, so 34. Minus 20 is straight up dead for this guy. Yep.
So the smoke doesn't do anything to them.
Because it's poison?
Because it's fire, and if they have any fire resistance, they just ignore it.
Well, there you go. Well, Calvert just chopped that one to pieces.
Correct.
Yours.
Horse is going to delay.
Okay. Make a stealth check just to see how sneaky you were being, if you didn't already.
I mean, I rolled a 21.
Okay, I'll keep it.
Initially, I mean, I can roll again to,
No, they haven't rolled against that one yet. That's fine. We'll keep it
Okay.
21. So you're delayed. Nero.
Nero will cast Archon Zora.
Okay.
You know, I'll cast Bless, because that helps us.
Okie dokie. Bearded Devil is probably going to just charge. So number 2 goes. And let's see, with the sneaky, can make a perception check. Let's roll them both now. Sorry, now. So neither of them see Vors. What's all those high ones? 14. Oh, you cast a spell, you bone shook. So yeah, everybody's visible now at this point, except for Vors. Alright, so Bearded Devil 2 is going to go, and I think he's probably going to charge Bob because you're the closest. And yeah, he's going to run at you with his glaive. And he's going to charge because he didn't learn his lesson from the last guy. That's a threat. A 32 is a confirmed crit with a glaive. Glaive's just times 2, I guess. For 29 damage. And that's it for him. Devil 3 doesn't have a glaive. He's just going to run in and claw you. He gets 1 claw. 15 is not going to do it. So he's failed. He's done. I win.
Okay. Try another bone shake, I guess. Let's see. Number 2.
Okay. Make your spell resistance roll.
Right. This thing.
Yep. Okay. Fort save, I made it, so you don't shake me. I take half damage, so 10 damage. And I don't get moved. And I believe that's it.
Yep.
Robert Redford.
Robert Redford?
Yeah.
Threat.
Really? Oh yeah, on the second
On the bottom one.
Yeah, okay. So the first one is a miss. The second one is...
Oh, that's a crit, dude.
Yeah, that is a crit. Yes, it is.
You want to just take those 4?
Sure, why not? 25, 36, 44. It's barely hanging on. You almost chop its head off. You see it's actually flapping back and forth and barely staying alive.
Does it have DR on that?
Oh, it
should,
does.
right?
It does, yeah. So 5.
Hell up, god damn
You
it.
still almost take its head off. And it's in shock that it was hit that hard by you. This little skeleton. This literal little skeleton did that. Robert, the Zoob, you're impressed by the skeleton, yeah?
Yeah.
Wars would come off delayed.
Okay.
Shoot Bearded Devil 2.
He comes off the blade for the kill shot.
You get your whole turn, so you're going to do your rapid mini at the 2?
Multi, yeah. So 25.
So dead?
Hits.
Yeah, so 27 because of your point blank shot. And are you using silvered arrows or whatever?
No, I'm not.
Okay,
So it's 17.
yeah. So it is bleeding to death on the ground, but not dead.
Alright, then I shoot the Bearded Devil 3.
Dying. 3 gets both of these arrows. They have -2s on them. It is a hit and a miss. +1 because of point blank shot. Still a hit and a miss.
He's charging, does that matter?
Oh, yeah, it does. That does. They're both hits then because he's charging.
God damn it.
And you have Bless on you because Nero cast Bless. So it's a hit. And you sure. In point blank shot range, so 16 and 12 is 28. And they have DR.
18.
Right.
Now Bob left.
Oh,
Right.
wow. Yes, Mr. Boone.
Alright, well, so he killed the thing I wanted to kill, but that's fine too.
Maybe you should be quieter next time.
You bleed for 2 damage, Bob.
Great. I'm gonna smack the devil that's next to me.
Threat?
You do. Damn it, you guys with your crits. Yeah, so go ahead and roll it again. Your second one's a threat. It's a hit and a not confirmed crit, even with the charge and the bless. So just 2 hits. Again, they don't care about fire damage, but roll it all you want.
I will, don't worry.
38, and they have DR 10 on that, so 28. He is still standing.
Not for long. Get him, Cal.
Yup. Yeah, that is a hit. You only get the first one, and that is a hit.
He doesn't get the second one.
Yeah, for
He moved
20
1 5
damage,
feet.
so 15 damage. And he is bleeding to death on the ground as well. Yeah, so they're both unconscious and bleeding to death. Do you have any reason to save their lives?
They're not terrifically bright. They might know something. We'll just play out a short thing with an execution at the end for the group. How about that?
Okay, on Google Plus or whatever, yeah. Okay.
Loops.
What do we need from them? We
Do
need
they
that,
have any-
like,
You need
Maybe.
something to prove that they're dead. Probably
Yeah.
just their heads or something.
Any loots?
Do they have boots? They have their glaive and other treasures, so I'll make a note to do that on the group. Okay.
Yep.
Feasibly, they're from the gate. Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that they didn't disappear implies that they were actually physically here. They weren't summoned like that. So
Oh, okay.
they were either brought here somehow through planar binding, or they're from the gate, which is far more likely, given where you are in Perdition's Reach. All right. Anybody have a moral and an MVP?
fucking Boris always trying to get in the holes.
Yeah, that's probably the one.
Yeah.
Or we should talk to her. Really? No. Bob, can you handle animals? Contrary to what I said before, I cannot. Pick one.
Holes?
Holes,
Yeah,
sure.
holes.
All right. All right. Nominations for MVP. Who did what? Why?
Iwan's creations wrecked everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they're outshining Bob. I don't know, Bob.
I don't think Bob or Vors missed once this session, and like the creations were like, oh, I crit, like, oh shit.
I missed a bunch. That's what happened when you shoot a lot of arrows.
It's true.
Yeah, but I don't think there's been a round where you've missed all your shots in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, these undead creations with the ×3 and ×4 crit modifiers have been especially brutal.
Yeah. But, well, it'll make you think twice about throwing bad encounters at us.
It's not even like these are bad encounters. This is a more than level appropriate encounter. It just doesn't matter anymore.
No, I'm
Well,
saying,
I-
think about when you throw stuff at us, what it would be like if they turned into undead pets.
Oh, also true. Yeah, well.
Well, I mean, you open up with a crit with a size.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to go well. Oh, another crit. Oh, another crit. Oh, another crit. Like, yeah, this is going to go well.
All right, so MVP, we have Iwan's undead. What else do you? Anybody?
I
I like
almost
Vors's,
went for
I like
I'm
Vors's
undead.
greed. Like, oh, they have shiny stuff. We should go in that.
The one thing I know about owlbears is they love shiny shit. Okay, do a /GM and let me know who you vote for MVP. It doesn't matter who you vote for, Jeff, because everybody else voted for you. It's you.
Huzzah.
Huzzah! Alright, let me save that, and I will stop the recording.
Yeah, start getting them points up because we burned them all.